We are lakeside in Erie, Pennsylvania at McConnell Family Stadium, where your California Vulcans will take on the Gannon Golden Knights. Welcome into the broadcast. I'm Stephen Ruffing. I will be on your play-by-play, and alongside of me is the man, the myth, the legend, Dylan Goday. Dylan, California's coming to Erie, a long trip up north, taking on the Gannon Golden Knights. They're coming off a pretty big victory, but in that last parts of the game, it didn't look like California was going to come away with that win.
Yeah, definitely. California's coming off a rough, about 3 or 4 game stretch here, starting with that Millersville game a few weeks ago, and then losing 2 straight away, and then coming back home for a homecoming game last week, and that was tough as well. This is a great time for California's team to bounce back from those last few weeks.
Absolutely, and it's going to be tough. This California team, a team that has been battling with adversity this whole season, and it seems like these past couple weeks they've been battling it a little extra. Gannon, they're coming off an absolutely huge win against Seton Hill.
Yeah, they are coming off a huge win, putting up 76 points on the board. So you know this offense, led by Mark Jones, the running back there for Gannon. He leads all divisions in rushing yards and rushing touchdowns there. So he's a guy that California is going to need to stop if they want to win this game.
And if California's defense comes out with confidence, do you think they're going to be able to stop that running game? Because California, they have a pretty darn good running game, or running defense.
Yeah, they do, and that's led, again, by the middle. The 3 guys we have talked about all season long, Malik Akins, Luke Rabchek, and Devontae Suber. You're going to rely on those 3 guys in the middle for California's defense to stop Mark Jones.
Absolutely, and these 2 teams have a long history. California has come out on top all 8 times that these 2 teams have played each other, and that counts for last year when these 2 teams met at California for homecoming.
Yeah, California got a big win there, a multi-touchdown win. Again, that's something California's going to need to look into today, scoring about 35 points and holding Gannon under 20. That's going to be the recipe for success here today, because if you're holding them under 20 points, you can tell that rushing game didn't quite get going. So that's what California's going to need to do again today.
And as these 2 teams are ready to take each other down, Dylan, what are these 2 teams looking to do going into this game? What are the keys to victory for these 2 teams?
We'll start with California. They need to make this feel like home. It is a long trip, a noon kickoff here, one of the longest trips California will make, and it is a noon kickoff. So if you're California, you make this place feel like home. You have to slow the run, of course. This was vying for the #1 position here. Stopping Mark Jones is going to be very important. Again, guy that's averaging 200 yards a game, that's tough. That's unheard of, basically, there for Mark Jones, and no free penalty yards. We started out the season in the first game there with no penalties whatsoever, and then we've been racking up penalty yards ever since then, so that's something we cannot give up here today.
Absolutely, and if let's take a look at the Gannon Golden Knights. We're not going to exclude them at all. What are their keys to victory coming out into this game at home?
And like we've been talking about all open here, Mark Jones, that's going to be their key. Run to daylight there. I like that little saying there for Mark Jones. Run anytime he gets any crease, and I think they're going to need to stay patient. If California gets up early, they're going to have to stay committed to that rushing attack, because that's their recipe for success. And also, they have to pressure here. We've seen the inexperience on the left side of this offensive line for California. If they're going to need to get pass rush, that's what we saw Slippery Rock and IUP do against Cal. Getting pressure on quarterback Michael Keir will be the way to stop this offense and force the issue. Don't be afraid to take shots against this defense. I know that we mentioned they're a rushing team, but we've seen teams able to pass the ball over the top of California's defense. If Gannon's able to do that here today, that could, again, be a recipe for their success.
Absolutely, and it's going to be an absolute firecracker of a game. Up next, the teams will take the field for kickoff. Stay tuned on this absolutely gorgeous day for college football here in Erie, Pennsylvania. Dylan, what's wrong, man?
I just don't know how my family back home in Buchanan, West Virginia can watch our stuff up here.
They can follow us on Twitter, or they can like us on Facebook.
That's awesome. What about our sports? How can they watch that?
They could watch it live right on our YouTube channel.
Awesome, man. Thanks.
You're welcome.
For the first time in 31 years, live high school football all season long on CUTV Sports 1.
And welcome back to McConnell Family Stadium here in the beautiful Erie, Pennsylvania on the campus of Gannon University. I'm Stephen Ruffing, and alongside of me is Dylan Godet. Dylan, these two teams are getting ready to match up against each other, so let's take a quick look at the tail of the tape.
The tail of the tape is a high-scoring team here for Gannon, one of the highest-scoring teams Cal has faced all season long, and that's helped out with their game last week, scoring 76 points there. Taking a look at the rushing total there for Gannon, 313 yards. That's tops in Division II football there. They have the leading rusher in all divisions, Mark Jones. He leads all divisions of NCAA in rushing yards per game, rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, total touchdowns, and all-purpose yards per game. That is, if that's not the definition of the best runner in Division II football, I don't know what else is. So that's a guy California's going to need to stop here today to come out on top.
Absolutely, and you know what? This California team, if they're going to stop a huge running game, it's going to be our Vulcans. And I said this before, we're in Erie, Pennsylvania, almost known for its snow, but we had some beautiful, absolute beautiful weather right now.
Yeah, you cannot ask for better weather. Right on Lake Erie, you mentioned it there, one of the worst areas in the whole country in terms of snowfall and the worst winter you can find around. You could not ask for much better. I remember watching film as a freshman of a game they had up here a couple years ago where there was actually snow on the ground this time of year. So definitely lucked out. We've lucked out pretty much all season long in terms of weather. It's been beautiful all season long.
Absolutely, and today is Military Appreciation Day here at Gannon, and we would like to take the time right now to say thank you to all of our military men and women working endless hours to protect our country. And I love these days to really appreciate all that the military does for us each and every day.
Yeah, we've been at a couple places where they've done some military appreciation, and that's really cool. Slippery Rock had a nice presentation there for their military. Cal doesn't do anything like that yet, but I expect with all the PSAC West schools doing, that could be something that California tries out. It's just nice to see with all the drama and stuff that goes along with the national anthem and everything, to just celebrate the military. That's really cool to see.
And that's why they call it Military Appreciation Day, appreciating everything that each and every single one of them do. And so it's fantastic doing that. As you see on your screen, Coach Gary Dunn is getting his Vulcans ready. Dylan, if you're in the locker room, what is Coach Dunn saying to his team, pumping them up, motivating them to come out against a really good 3-4 Gannon team?
Yeah, they are a really good. They played two of the toughest teams in the East there in Shippensburg and Bloomsburg in the PSAC West crossover. Played to Gannon, then fell to Mercyhurst and Slippery Rock back-to-back. And that was a tight game against Slippery Rock. This is a pretty evenly matched game, I believe, especially being at Gannon. So for California, this is by no means a walkover team. This is just as tough as you're going to play against IUP and Slippery Rock here with Gannon. So I think they need to be prepared, and I think Coach Dunn has them prepared here today.
Absolutely, and the two teams are on the field. California in their whites on the black pants, and Gannon in their military appreciation jerseys today. Will Brazil is readying to kick off, and here we go. Receiving the ball in the end zone is number 12, Nico Law of Ringgold. We were just there last night. He makes his way almost to the 20-yard line, finally being brought down by a swarm of Vulcans.
We're taking a look at the defensive starters here for California. And again, to stop this rushing attack, you're going to look at number 94, Malik Akins, number 31, Luke Rapchak, and number 21, Devontae Suber. Those are going to be the names you need to look out for on the defense there. A name that will not be playing yet today is listed there as the cornerback. Brendan Edwards is a late scratch here, not playing today. So again, we've mentioned the struggles of the secondary, and losing a guy like Brendan Edwards is going to be big for this defense.
Absolutely. Quarterback for Gannon, number 16, Jimmy Keefe. To his left is Jones, and this one's going to go to Jones. Jones tries to find his way up the middle. He's going to be brought down after gaining about 3 yards on that run.
Yeah, short rush up the middle, and we're going to take a look at these starters here. Pretty much the guy you need to look out for is Mark Jones. Nico Law is also a guy on the outside that can get some big plays at the wide receiver position, but Mark Jones is on pace to break multiple Division II records if he continues the season that he's had so far.
And Nico Law playing wide receiver. He did play running back in high school, one of the best to play at Ringgold. And this one's going to be handed off. It's going to be a fake. It's going to be a run. That's going to be Tyler Palka, another quarterback for the Gannon Golden Knights. Picks up about 2, bringing up a 3rd down.
Yeah, he's not listed on our 2 deep, but he is appears to be the quarterback that goes in as he's going to spread out to wide receiver here. So he's a guy, just an athletic player here for this Gannon team.
Jimmy Keefe back into the game. He has Jones to his right, 4 wide receivers. They're going to try to get the Vulcans to jump on this one. It's going to be 3rd and 3. With a running back like Jones, you'd have to believe they'll be able to pick up this 3rd down. Keefe is just going to get this snap off. He's going to go throw. That's going to be intercepted. That's number 7, Lamont McFadder. McFadder will just easily prance his way into the end zone for the California touchdown off a pick 6.
And he read that absolutely beautiful. He read the ball better than the wide receiver did there. He looked like he was the intended target, did Lamont McFadder, and he is just a turnover machine. How many interceptions is that for him this season? He is leading the team here.
How many pick 6 is that? That has to be, that's not his first one for sure. That has to be either his 2nd or 3rd. Early on in this game, California's defense doing some work, making Gannon pay for going through the air. Gannon MS jumps. Will Brazil's kick is up, and that's going to be good. California, as quick as they come, they get a pick 6. Can Gannon come out and respond? Find out next here on CUTV.
The Friday Night Lights shine on CUTV. August 25th, California at Brownsville. September 1st, Monessen at Carmichaels. September 8th, Southmoreland at Charleroi. September 22nd, McGuffey at Elizabeth Forward. September 29th, Franklin Regional at Connellsville. October 6th, Trinity at Belle Vernon. October 13th, Rochester at California. October 20th, Newcastle at Ringgold. October 27th, Washington at Best Center. Live on CUTV Sports 1, tape delay, CUTV.
And welcome back into Erie, Pennsylvania. California getting on the board with a pick 6. Will Brazil kicks this one off. That's going to be number 12 for Gannon. Nico Law getting that one. He gets up to about the 20-yard line. And Dylan, let's take a look at this pick 6 for California.
We're going to take another look here at that pick 6, and he read that beautifully, did Lamont McFadden. We were talking earlier on in the year that he started off every single game, the first 4 or 5 games, I believe, with an interception there. And we've seen him also return a couple to the house, and that's exactly what we saw. We mentioned the secondary. He's really been the bright spot in the secondary, has Lamont McFadder. He's a transfer in here to California just this season, so he's had some playing time in the past at Division I level, but he's definitely making himself known here for the Vulcans.
Absolutely. Jones behind Keefe. He's going to go in motion to Keefe's left. It's going to be a handoff to Jones. Jones makes his way outside, picks up a few, puts his head down. He's going to be brought down by a few Vulcans, only picking up maybe 1, maybe 2 on that run.
Another quick tidbit on Lamont McFadder here, as we had the Newcastle game last night. If you watched our CTV broadcast of Newcastle, he is actually a Newcastle alum there, so pretty cool as well. And again, we're there with that last play. California's defense has done a great job early on of stopping Mark Jones. He's averaging over 10 yards a carry right now, so that's definitely doing a great job stopping him.
And California is the team to stop that rushing game, as Gannon is going to try to draw California off sides. It won't work. You can't get it past them. Jones to Keefe's left. It's going to be a handoff. He's going to find his way up the middle. He's going to go to the right. He has a little bit of room, gets the first down, maybe 1 or 2 more before he's finally knocked out of bounds.
We just mentioned there on the season he's averaging 10.2 yards per carry, and here you can see some nice patient running. The hole up the middle was not there. He bounces off a tackle and finds the hole in the defense to pick up 10 yards. Is this what we're going to see from him all day? You're not going to see him flashy running outside. You're going to see him running between the tackles. Old school football there from Mark Jones.
Patience and awareness, that football IQ that Jones brings to the table kind of makes him that much better. Jones is going to take the ball on the ground, finds a hole right up the middle, splits 2 Vulcans, finally being brought down. And he will pick up that first down.
And And if you're Gannon here, you need to continue the momentum that Jones has here. He's able to find these creases in California's defenses here on this drive. You want to continue that on and kind of keep him, kind of give him the hot hand there with Mark Jones. Again, we've seen him a couple weeks ago. He had a Slippery Rock game, over 400 yards rushing. He has just had some absolutely unbelievable performances here. So he's just a couple carries away from having a game just like that.
Absolutely. In California, they're going to be looking to shut him down early so he can't get that momentum going. There's going to be a man in motion. And this one's going to go through the air. You know what happened last time? He's going to find his receiver. He gets the ball, picks up the first down before stepping out of bounds.
And that's to the quarterback there for Gannon, Tyler Palka. He is a great target there as the quarterback playing slot receiver now, and he just finds the hole in this California secondary. That's pretty much been the story all season long for this California defense, finding holes in that secondary.
Tyler Palka, a tall drink of water, being a perfect target for quarterback Jimmy Keefe. And it seems like every time they step out on this field, their offense is trying to draw that Vulcans defense off sides. Jones to the right. He's going to get the ball. He's going to cut back, go to the right, has nothing, and is taken down by a plethora of Vulcans. And he gets nothing on that run.
Right in there on the tackle again is Luke Rabchek, a guy we mentioned. As you see, Luke Rabchek, number 31 there for California, initially being blocked, but then Justin Baker and a couple other California Vulcans, is actually Rabchek comes in late to get involved with that one. But Luke Rabchek, a guy, again, he's going to have to keep his have one of his better games here with this inside rushing attack.
And you said it best. These guys want to be involved in the tackle. They are out for blood, and they will do anything to get in on the action. Jones to Keefe's left. There's going to be a man in motion, going to be pitched out. He has some room, finds a hole, cuts back, and he is going to have some more room before finally being taken down at around the 10-yard line.
And Tyler Palka, again, not to be confused with the former Pitt and Western Pennsylvania quarterback, Tyler Palka. Palka now coming out strong at the wide receiver position with a couple big catches there again. That's a look at his catch earlier, but now with a couple runs. Palka doing fantastic here.
Keefe in the shotgun formation has Jones to his right, 4 wide receivers. Again, it doesn't look like this Vulcans team is going to jump, but Gannon is going to keep trying. Keefe drops back. He's trying to find someone. He's feeling the pressure, scrambling out to his right. He's just going to throw this one out of bounds. California doing a great job of pressuring that quarterback.
Yeah, that's the way they can kind of save their secondary, is getting pressure on the quarterback here. Nothing open downfield. That's really, if that would have been a sack there, that would have been a coverage sack. That was a beautiful job by California's defense of getting the stop there. But again, this is a great drive in response to that pick 6 here by Gannon. They stuck to their what they're known for, that rushing attack. You've yet to see California's offense out in the field now with still just 9:30 left in this first quarter. So if they want to continue this long drive, that'll be big to bounce back from that pick 6.
Jones to the left of Jimmy Keefe. There's going to be a man in motion. And we'll see what the refs have to call. It's going to be a Gannon timeout. Their first timeout of this half.
Yeah, looked like a little miscommunication there as they're trying to get guys in and out there on the offense side of the ball.
And so far, this Gannon team making their way down the field, as we're going to take a look at what's going on in the PSAC West in terms of the conference. California sitting at that 3rd spot. I mean, from this point on, it's win-win-win, Dylan.
Yeah, they're going to have to win out to keep up any chance, any hope of getting in the playoff here, but I don't think that's even on the minds of this California Vulcans team. They just want to bounce back. It's been a rough past 4 weeks for California, starting really with the end of that Seton Hill game. They're actually, I think it's been the last 5 weeks. The second half against Millersville was just atrocious there for California's offense and team in general there, as you almost let Millersville come back and beat them. Then you have a close game against Seton Hill, and lost the next 2 weeks to Slippery Rock and IUP, and then a tight game again with Clarence. It's been a rough stretch here for California.
Yeah, it has, and having those 2 games back-to-back, Slippery Rock and IUP, has to shake things up. That has to be tough, but they've done a great job of coming back from those 2 losses. This one's going to be kept by Keefe. Keefe finds a hole. He's going to be tackled, and they're going to call this one a touchdown. Jimmy Keefe takes it himself, goes on the ground, and picks up the first touchdown for this Gannon team.
That was actually Tyler Palka in there. Again, it's a tough angle for us to see.
Yep.
There with Tyler Palka, a bit of a triple option look. He had the guy there to pitch, and he, right there, you can see I think that was number 9 there for California. Brian Harper was put in a tough spot there by the option attack and just wasn't able to get the tackle.
As the extra point will be up, and it will be good. Gannon answers California now. Up next, we're going to be able to see, for the first time in this game, California's offense take the field.
CUTV News Center is California University of Pennsylvania's award-winning student television newscast, your source for live, local, late-breaking news. Forecasts from the CalU Weather Center, the region's latest entertainment news, Vulcan sports highlights and regional scoreboards, with television news coverage you can't get anywhere else. Watch it live Thursdays on CUTV and on demand. CUTV News Center, online all the time.
And welcome back into this game between California Vulcans and Gannon Golden Knights. Gannon just tied this one up, and they're readying to kick off to give California their first chance on offense. And this one's going to be a little stutter step, and it's away. It's going to be fair caught by number 41, Breon Green.
Take a look at the offensive starters here. First time again we've seen them. Jimmy Wheeler will be the starting running back here for California. Michael Keir at the quarterback position. And again, those are not the names you're accustomed to seeing there with only Luke Smorey and Tom Green and the unfamiliar face of Tyson Hill, who does have a touchdown catch on this season. But again, those aren't the guys we started out with there. This California's offense and defense both pretty banged up.
And you take a look at Tyson Hill. He will be sometimes kind of in and out with Chad Livingston, who's made a name for himself in just his sophomore year. Keir has Jimmy Wheeler to his left. He has 4 wide receivers. He's going to drop back, go to the air in their first play. This is going to be Tom Green. Tom Green, fast on his feet, picks up a few yards.
Yeah, nice.
Just shy of the first down.
Yeah, but here's a look at the defensive starters here for Clarion. A guy to look out for is Jeremy Page there. He's a guy from West Virginia. Actually, had the chance to play against him there. He's from Wheeling Park High School there in West Virginia. Familiar face for him for this California team is Vondell Bell is actually out due to injury here today. So he was talking to him before the game. There are actually 3 players he played with in high school on this Gannon team.
Every time Dylan's on a broadcast, has to get West Virginia in the call no matter how he does it. He always gets it by me. 3 wide receivers out there for the Vulcans. 2 men in the backfield with Keir. This one's going to go on the ground. Can't tell who that is. He's going to be brought down by a few Gannon players, just shy of that first down. Or no, he's going to move the chains.
Yeah, nice run, patient run there by Jalen Bell. Yes, he is you see from his running style, he is the cousin there of Le'Veon Bell for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jalen Bell has been a nice addition to this California offense.
Absolutely. With Nick Grissom being out, they're calling upon Jimmy Wheeler and Jalen Bell to fill that void. Keir has 2 wide receivers to his right, 1 to his left. 2 men in the backfield with him. It's going to be Bell and Wheeler. He's going to go through the air. He's going to go to Luke Smorey. Luke Smorey gets his first catch of the game, gets a first down, and much, much more.
A nice grab there by Luke Smorey. You take a look at Michael Keir. This is a great angle. Not too often we get this kind of end zone cam there. Looking at Michael Keir's eyes and seeing him hit that post pattern there to Luke Smorey. That's great stuff. It's a great connection between Michael Keir and Luke Smorey.
And as the Vulcan offense gets closer to where we're at, we have a better view of things. Michael Keir has Jimmy Wheeler to his right, along with 1 wide receiver and 2 wide receivers to his left. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to go to Smorey again. Smorey ducks out of the way, jukes one, tries to get past another, but he's going to be brought down at about the 25-yard line. Have some more, Mr. Smorey.
And then we're finally seeing this high-paced offense going right back up to the line of scrimmage. But Luke Smorey, slippery Luke Smorey, breaking a couple tackles right there. That's what's really he's known for. When he has the ball in his hands, he's so tough to bring down. But California here, this is a nice drive here. We haven't seen the offense of California have a drive like this, I think, in a couple weeks here.
And it's good to see that. This is the Vulcan offense that we know and love. Keir looks like he's going to go on the ground. He has Jalen Bell to his right, a man in motion. And they're going to go through the air. He's going to be pressured. Keir is going to be sacked, and that's going to be the first sack of the game for both teams. And that's going to be Gannon getting to the California quarterback.
And we mentioned that Gannon needed to get pressure on quarterback Michael Keir, especially against that left side of this offensive line. You have some youngsters there at the offensive line. I think that was Mark Gibson, a freshman from Monessen, their tackle. And again, we're mentioning the inexperience of this offensive line. Now you have a guy right there in Craig McCorkle that's been a huge addition to this California team. Now he is injured. That'll be a big loss for this offensive line.
Yeah, and Dylan, as we get ready for this action to get back underway, let's take a look at Cal's schedule and what they have to do to get those wins for the rest of the season.
Yeah, they're going to have to win out. It looks like they're going to have to play at East Stroudsburg at the end of the year. Again, they had the PSAC championship game, actually hosted the PSAC championship game last season. The hopes of that are pretty small right now. They're just going to have to win out and to keep their hopes alive at a playoff berth. Absolutely,
and it's going to be a roller coaster of a ride for the rest of this season. Keir has Jalen Bell to his left, as well as 3 wide receivers. They're going to change up the play, trying to draw Gannon off sides, and they're going to go to Bell. It's going to be a fake handoff, and this one's batted down, almost intercepted. Gannon's going to jump on it thinking it's a fumble, but it just will be an incomplete pass.
Yeah, again, for California's offensive line, you need to get the hands in the chest and not allow them to get their hands up. You see there, again, late there getting that block. It was the offensive line there for California, but now this is a big third down. We just mentioned how up-paced and how good this offense was playing, and now they're going to face a third down and long here. It's not the situation they want to be caught in.
But California, no strangers to converting on these third downs. They are very comfortable in this position. 3 wide receivers to Keir's left, 1 to the right, and Luke Smorey. Bell back there with Michael Keir. It's going to be a fake handoff. They're going to go through the air. This one's to Tom Green. And this one's going to be batted down for an incomplete pass, and we might see Will Brazil come out for the field goal.
Yeah, we're going to see California right now keeping their offense on the field for this third down and long. That's a big surprise here. Might try to get them to jump off sides to make this an easier field goal opportunity.
It's going to be 4th down, Dylan. They're going to go for it. Again, 3 wide receivers to Keir's left. We'll see if they're just trying to get Gannon to jump a little early. Smorey, the lone wide receiver to Keir's right. He's going to get this one off. He has a few wide receivers. He's going to be pressured. He's going to scramble out to his right. He has a receiver open in the end zone. That's going to be a California touchdown. Tell your ma, pa, and brother-in-law it's a California touchdown.
And that is a new face again, Craig Thompson. And what a throw there by Michael Keir. Again, sitting in this end zone, it gives us a cool perspective. And I saw Craig Thompson breaking open late, and Keir here rolling out to his right, keeping his eyes downfield. He sees Thompson there. You see his eyes find Thompson and adjust his body to be able to make this throw, and he put it right on the money. What a beautiful throw there on 4th down and 13 there by Michael Keir.
This offense and Keir looking calm, cool, and collected. Will Brazil will nail that extra point. California takes back their lead, 14-7. Gannon will have an opportunity to come back, and California is going to look to stop this Gannon offense.
Save preset 1 for Cal U's best music. More music in the car, more music in the door, more music everywhere. This is 91.9 WCAL Power 92. The home of the Vulcan Nation. Playing Cal U's best music. 91.9 WCAL. WCAL! Power 92.
With 5:54 left in this first quarter, California takes that 7-point lead with a Craig Thompson touchdown. California readying to kick off. It's going to be Will Brazil. It's going to be Nico Log receiving this one for Gann. He's going to be brought down just past that 20-yard line. So far, he's struggling on those kick returns. And Dylan, we're going to take a look at that very impressive touchdown for California.
Yeah, again, Michael Keir had pressure coming to his left side, but again, this is great play here by Michael Keir, keeping his eyes downfield, finding Thompson. You almost saw him as soon as his eyes found Thompson, you see him adjust his body to be able to put a perfect throw on. That's exactly how they teach you to do it there. Wonderful job there by the senior quarterback, Michael Keir.
And you know what? Foster Resner was right on Thompson's back, so Keir really had to thread the needle on that one, putting it right into the palm of his hands.
And great job by Thompson by not giving up on the play, not ending his route, staying available there for Keir to hit on him.
Absolutely, Palka, he's going to keep this one up, keep this one on the ground for a quarterback sneak, only picking up maybe 2 yards on that play, bringing up a 2nd and 8.
Yeah, Tyler Palka actually is the leading receiver here for Gannon. He's also their second leading rusher there. So Tyler Palka, as well as Mark Jones, both a couple guys there for this Gannon offense that you can tell they're trying to feature here today.
A utility player, Palka is almost a role player, can kind of play all positions, wide receiver, quarterback, and even in the running game. This one's going to be Keefe. He's going to hand it off to Jones. Jones tries to sneak past the Vulcan defense, but he's going to be dragged down with only a gain about 3.
And that was Malik Akins, another guy that we've been mentioning here today. And you see a great job again with this angle. You can kind of see how these offensive linemen are setting up their blocks there. And there was just an outside run, and you saw the guard and the center really crash down and block the defensive line. But Malik Akins was able to get through that block and pick up the tackle.
4 wide receivers out there for Jimmy Keefe. Marcus Jones to his left. And he's going to go throw to the middle, cuts in. He's going to make his way to the 50. He's going to be dragged down just at about the 40-yard line. Gannon's offense with a big throw and a big gain.
And Tyler Palka is a football player all over the field here as he, again, with just a simple post pattern, almost gets batted down to the line of scrimmage there. But Palka, he's all over the field, and he's loving this.
Absolutely, Palka everywhere and anywhere. Todd Coles Jr. was the man with the tackle. Ball's going to be on the 38-yard line. 4 minutes in running left in the first quarter. It's going to be a man in motion for Keefe. Keefe drops back. He's going to keep it himself. It's going to be a triple option. He's going to be taken down with very little gain.
And a nice tackle there by Luke Rapchek as well. As again, another triple option look here. The defensive end crashes down, but Luke Rapchek, he's had experience playing as a triple option attack, maybe against me there in high school. He definitely did a lot to me, bringing me down for a short gain.
And Dylan, what's the keys to running an effective triple option?
You just have to have a great awareness at the quarterback position there. I think that's why they like to have Palka there, because he has such awareness of the ball in his hands there at the quarterback position.
Absolutely, and this one's going to be handed off to Palka. Palka is going to try to find a hole, but it's going to be quickly closed in by several Vulcans, bringing him down for maybe a gain of 2.
Yeah, great job there. Again, Mark Jones isn't getting the creases that he's wanting to see, so they're trying to create those creases by getting some outside stretch plays to their speedster there with Tyler Palka. I believe they're trying to open up some holes on the inside for Jones by having these runs to the outside. It's a nice scheme here by this Gannon offense.
3rd and 6, ball on the 34-yard line. That was a gain of 4.
They call football a game of chess, basically, and that's a chess move there just trying to set up that inside run by having these outside rushes.
And Gannon forced to take another timeout. I mean, yeah, it's only the first half, but, I mean, burning 2 of your timeouts early in this first quarter, that could maybe affect this team later on in the half. And let's take a look of what's going on around the PSAC, Dylan. A lot of big games and a lot of games actually in Erie.
Yeah, definitely. Mercyhurst near here as well. And again, our Gannon game, Edinboro as well. So yes, you mentioned that up here around Erie, the whole, all 3 teams getting some love with some home games here today. A couple games to look out for there with that Slippery Rock at Edinboro. See kind of matchup we'll face with Edinboro here in a few weeks, as well as the Mercyhurst team against Seton Hill. Seton Hill's the team we struggled against in the second half. It's also the Mercyhurst team that we play next week. So for California, after this game, you'll be looking at the scores there from those 2 games.
And it will be exciting as the Vulcan season is in the waning parts of the season. California, win is on their minds. And I'm sure Coach Dunn is enforcing that. Gannon, 3 wide receivers to Keefe's right. Jones, the man in the backfield, to his left, and 1 receiver to the left as well. Keefe drops back. He's going to go through the air. He sends a bomb. He has a man open, but it's going to be overthrown, incomplete, bringing up a 4th down for the Gannon Golden Knights.
Yeah, and I believe that Palka was expecting a ball on his outside shoulder, and the quarterback there for Gannon, Keefe, passed it to his inside shoulder, had to adjust to that ball, and was unable to bring in the catch.
Jimmy Keefe and his cavalry of Golden Knights will stay on offense for this 4th down, see if they can draw the Vulcans off sides. Keefe is going to drop back. He's going to go through the air again, has a man, picks up the 1st down.
It's going to be short, I believe.
Just short. We're at a weird angle. It's tough. I'm almost guessing
Yeah.
on these kind of plays, Dylan.
Yeah, I like the angle when they're coming our way,
Right.
but going away from us, it does make it tough there. But try to get something across the middle there. You want to, in Rapchek again, looked like they had some space there, but Luke Rapchek, one of the best tacklers in space.
Absolutely. I mean, he is the heart and soul of this California defense. And let's take a look when Cal has the ball and when they're on offense.
Yeah, it's pretty much exactly what Gannon's giving up is what California has been able to do this season there. They want to increase that passing total, though. It's only 264 yards per game. I think they want to try to bump that up here, as they've been unable to get anything going on the ground, really. Try to get that going and try to get Michael Keir in rhythm to get him over 300 yards.
Keir fakes the handoff to Jalen Bell. He's going to go long to Smorey, or that's going to be Tom Green. Tom Green catches it and has a wide open field. 1 pass, 1 touchdown to Tom Green. California just extends this lead.
Something we were talking about during the week is lack of explosive plays for this California offense. And what do? Play action and just throw that ball up for Tom Green. We're mentioning that Michael Keir doesn't really have a deep threat, but there Tom Green able to outrun the secondary, outrun them by a huge margin there. A wonderful play design and a great throw, and even better catch and run there by Tom Green.
California just hitting us with a big pass and a big touchdown. Will Brazil is going to finish that play off with an extra point. California has that 21-7 lead over the Gannon Golden Knights. See what Gannon can do for more first quarter action right here on CUTV.
Since 1937, the Student Association Incorporated, known as SAI, has served the Cal U student body by providing activities, programs, and services. Every enrolled student has the ability to take part in over 125 different clubs and organizations. Managing participation in every SAI activity is easy with OrgSync, a powerful tool for staying connected. Located 1 mile from campus, the SAI Farm has 94 acres of meeting and recreational space. SAI, it's your student association.
welcome back. If you're just joining us, you just missed a huge California touchdown. Michael Keir, one play, goes to Tom Green for a huge Vulcan touchdown. Will Brazil is going to kick this one off. It's going to go to Brandon Mansell for the Golden Knights. Mansell is going to find his way to the left. He has some room. He's going to be knocked out of bounds by number 20, Vondell Bell.
Here's one more look at that touchdown. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's California's longest play on offense all season long. There's a huge bomb of a pass there to Tom Green, hitting him across the middle, deep downfield. And that's something we saw last season there to Gary Brown and haven't really seen it this season. So it's nice to see that from Michael Keir finding his man there deep.
Keir just finding that comfort in the pocket that he has been looking for all season. Jimmy Keefe has a man in motion. Two wide receivers. He's going to hand this one off to Mark Jones. Jones gets stopped once again by that Vulcan defense.
Again, California's defense has stepped up to this tall task. We're going to see some extracurricular activities here as the helmet gets taken off here from Gannon.
Going to bring up a second and 9. As the helmet comes off of Matthew Hackathorn, he does have to step off the field for a play. And look at that. I mean, Justin Baker getting in the scrum. Keefe has 3 wide receivers to his left. Puts a man in motion. This one's going to be handed off. They're going to run the triple option, and they execute. He's going to juke around a player. He's going to be dragged out of bounds just shy of that first down.
And that's how you want to run that triple option there by Keefe, forcing Luke Rapchek to attack him as we take a look at this replay here. Defensive end crashes down. Luke Rapchek forces him to take the quarterback there and pitches out to not Nico Law, there with Palka there. That's a nice play design there by Gannon.
And that's going to bring up a first down. They weren't just shy. They just got that first down. Jimmy Keefe, again, trying to draw this Vulcan's defense offside. Golden Knights are going to pitch this one out to Jones. Jones hurdles over one, beats a few more, makes his way past that first down before finally being brought down by the Vulcan defense. And
now taking a look at some stats here. We mentioned that may have been California's longest touchdown here this season, and it is. It's they had a 67 yards reception against Ohio Dominican earlier in the first game of the season, but that was a 70-yard catch there for California. So California's offense finally getting the big play that they needed. And for Gannon now, Mark Jones only with 47 yards rushing. Again, the 47 yards in the first quarter, that's on pace to still pick up 200 yards, but that's only with 5.9 yards per carry, so a bit under his yards per carry average.
And let's take a look at Gannon's schedule. They have a tough one coming up. If they have IUP and Clarion. Clarion giving Cal some trouble last week. And how does Gannon look moving forward?
And that game against Slippery Rock, they were up most of that game against Slippery Rock there on September 23rd, but lost that close game there and also lost a close game to a rival team there in Mercyhurst. And they fumbled there, I believe, in that Slippery Rock game on the last play of the ball game. Thank you to Gary Smith for that little tidbit there. But again, that's the game that Mark Jones had one of the best games ever there with 400. I think he had 400 yards rushing there for Gannon.
And if this Gannon defense could stay locked down, I mean, they could look to have maybe a few more wins. Maybe they sit at a 5-2 record instead of a 3-4. Because Mark Jones can only do so much. As you can see, California putting up 21 in the first quarter of this game. Jimmy Keefe and Mark Jones coming out to see what they can do. 3 wide receivers to the left, one including Palco. Keefe is going to hand this one off to Jones. Jones bounces off a few players. Stiff arms one, finds his way past the first down, running out of bounds. gets much, much more from that first down.
And right on cue, just mentioned how California's done a great job again with stopping him. He breaks the tackle there of Luke Rapchek, breaks another tackle there, and just picks up a big gain again. And that's going to continue his great start to this game.
And they're going to keep this ball on the ground with Mark Jones. Mark Jones is going to get stuffed.
Just mentioned him only having around 40 yards. Now he already has 67 yards here in this game.
And he is a threat, but only picking up 1 yard on that last run. Only 2-1, and this first quarter will come to a close. California taking that 21-7 lead. Let's see what both teams can do after this break. Comes up the second quarter between these two teams.
The longest student-produced show on CUTV. Is back with highlights and analysis, scores and standings, and more. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
And welcome back into CUTV. California, a pretty dominant lead right now, 21-7, but Gannon looking threatening as they're making their way up the field, Dylan.
Yes, they are looking threatening, and they're giving the ball to their playmaker there in Marcus Jones. And he's had a great start to this season, of course, and a pretty good start to this game. Pretty good, excuse me, there. He's already well on his way to another 200-yard rush. And California has not given up a 200-yard rusher in a couple years here. It's been since 2015 when they gave up 255 yards there to Chris Temple of IUP. So that's something to look out for as well. It's been a while since California's given up a big rushing attack.
Absolutely. Palka, he's going to be the quarterback in the backfield. So, or I'm sorry, no, it's going to be Keefe. He's going to be joined with Palka. You'd have to think some sort of options coming up here, and it's actually going to be a pass. Palka open. He's going to bump off a Vulcan defender, make his way into the end zone just like that. In the beginning of this second quarter, Gannon gets back on the board with another touchdown.
And there just no wrap-up tackling here in the secondary for California. You had Palka open there right across the middle, and instead of wrapping up, Todd Coles there for California just tries to bump into his shoulder there and hit him there. That's not how they teach him to do it there. He may get an earful when he gets over to the sideline here for California.
That's one of the fundamentals. You got to wrap him up. He could have stopped a touchdown on that one, as the extra point is going to be up, and it's going to be good. I eat my words as saying California had a pretty dominant lead. Now Gannon cuts this lead down to 1 touchdown. California has a chance to strut their stuff once again on offense.
Dylan, what's wrong, man?
I just don't know how my family back home in Buchanan, West Virginia can watch our stuff up here.
They can follow us on Twitter, or they can like us on Facebook.
That's awesome. What about our sports? How can they watch that?
They could watch it live right on our YouTube channel.
Awesome, man. Thanks.
You're welcome.
For the first time in 31 years, live high school football all season long on CUTV Sports 1.
And welcome back into this game. Gannon coming off a Keefe to Palka touchdown, kicking this one off. It's going to be a touchback. Dylan, let's take a look at this last touchdown for the Gannon Golden Knights.
Take another look at this touchdown, and this is just, again, another pass across the middle. We've seen both teams take advantage of that. California, you had two guys there to make that tackle there in Todd Coles and Harper, and neither of which had a good attempt at the tackle there. That's less really against Gannon. That's really on California secondary there. You were in position to get the stop and were just unable to do so.
Michael Keir and Jimmy Wheeler in the backfield. Two wide receivers to the right, one to the left. That lone wide receiver being Luke Smorey. Chad Livingston also making his way into this game. This one's going to be a fake handoff over to Chad Livingston, cutting right up the middle of the field. He has some room. He's at the 40. He's going to be brought down, let's say, at the 30-yard line. Chad Livingston, the sophomore, getting his mark in this game.
Yeah, and we're talking about plays, big plays for this offense. California has not had too many plays of over 40 yards this season, only 6 plays, and already to just this game, California finally getting some plays down the field here in this one.
And that's so important, getting down the field quick. I mean, California hasn't had a drive over maybe 2 minutes this whole game. Michael Keir calling out the defense. Has Wheeler to his right, Livingston and Luke Smorey and Tom Green to his right. This one's going to go to Wheeler. Wheeler cuts in, finds a hole, and he's going to be brought down just shy of the first down.
Nice job there by Wheeler. See him being patient himself there, finding that hole, coming right off the block there of Dylan Stallings, and a big hit there for the defense of Slippery. Slippery. I keep wanting to call them Slippery for some unknown reason because they're not green, not white. I don't know why I'm calling it there, but Gannon was a nice hit there on the defensive side of the ball.
Keir has Jimmy Wheeler in the backfield with him, trying to draw the Golden Knights off sides. Smorey, Livingston, and Tom Green to Keir's right. He's going to drop back. He's going to look for one of the 3 wide receivers. This one's going to be batted away. The intended receiver was Tom Green, but that falls incomplete.
A nice play on the defensive side of the ball here for Gannon. Michael Keir trying to find his man Tom Green again, but there was a nice play for Gannon's number 10 there, and Richard Malowski there with a nice stop there.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 2. Ball on the 24-yard line. 13 minutes, 22 seconds left in the first half. About 8 seconds now on the play clock. Keir has to hurry this one up as it's under 5 seconds, puts a man in motion. Just gets this one off. He's going to go to Jimmy Wheeler. Jimmy Wheeler's going to be taken down quickly as it's going to be shy of the first down.
And we're talking about the left side of this offensive line struggling there in pass protection. There you see the hole open up. That was a pressure from the opposite side of the formation there, but the left side of the line did their job there, opening up a nice hole.
And you know what? Jimmy Wheeler will get those 2 yards, picking up a first down. Those are the yards you need out of your running back.
Mike Keir's going to have to call a timeout there. Just a little miscommunication again from this California offense.
And last play, he let that clock run down to 1. And there, he knew he wasn't going to be able to get that play off, forcing him to call that timeout.
Yeah, definitely don't want that miscommunication. This is a big drive as well. Gannon's starting to get their rhythm on the offensive side of the ball, and just you want to be able to score here for California. Now looking at the CUTV Twitter page, CUTV_PA, it's where you can find all of our up-to-date information. Lots of stuff on there, especially with our high school roundup show. We try to get lots of stuff on there. You can see the links posted to the game that's going on right now live on our YouTube page, as well as links to the full game after we get it taped and recorded there. So again, a couple people have actually been asking me on Twitter just during this game if they can watch the game, as well as the fellow homecoming attendant there. And Megan, I was with Megan there on the homecoming court. She was asking me how I could watch the game, so sent her the link there as well. So
there it is. Twitter comes in handy for us here at CUTV. A chance to find all of our links. Michael Keir and his offense make their way back out onto the field after that timeout. 12:48 left in this first half. California has that 7-point lead.
Kier now seeing something in his defense, calling out which way he wants his protection here.
Kier has Jimmy Wheeler to his left. He's going to get this play off. He's going to go to Jimmy Wheeler. Wheeler has a lot of room, jukes out one defender. Is going to be brought down, picks up a good chunk of yards on that run.
Yeah, nice job there by Jimmy Wheeler. A little bit hesitant there on this move. It looks like he might have had a chance to break outside here, but that was a nice form tackle though by Gannon's number 23 there in Foster Resner. He would not allow Jimmy Wheeler to get to his outside, but nonetheless a great pickup there on first down by Jimmy Wheeler.
A nice chunk of 7 yards, bringing up a 2nd and 3. The ball's on the 15-yard line. About 12 minutes left in this first half. Kier, he's going to drop back. He's going to scramble to his right. He's going to go to Livingston. Livingston has some space. He's going to be brought down out of bounds.
That's actually the tight end there. Again, the numbers are tough this far away. Definitely for sure. That's Dylan Stallings. Haven't called his name in quite some time. Picked up a touchdown in week 1 here for California, but a nice way to get open there by Dylan Stallings. A nice route. And you see he just steps out of bounds right there. I believe he stepped out of bounds. Ref right there. Side judge was in perfect position there to make that call.
California knocking on the doors of this end zone. It's going to be 1st and goal. The ball's on the 2-yard line. Jimmy Wheeler to Kier's left. He's going to get this one off. This one to be thrown to the corner just over the head of Luke Smorian. There's going to be a flag. Has to be in the area of defensive pass interference.
Yeah, pass interference, I believe, is the call. It's tough, though. It didn't look like that was catchable. That's an interesting call. I can see maybe some frustration here by Gannon's coaching staff. That's a close one.
That is a close one, and it's a fine line, possibly defensive holding as well. And we'll see what the final decision is. And it is going to be in the area of defensive holding. It's going to be an automatic 1st down. California with an opportunity. And Dylan, there's the play that set up this great field position.
Yeah, nice play there by Dylan Stallings. But Gary Smith has been on top of it there from the truck. Been on top of things here, keeping us straight. He called out that it may have been holding there, and he was right.
Kier to the corner again. Smori over his head. He was there, had a man on him, but it's just overthrown, incomplete.
Yeah, you see that, though. I would not be surprised if maybe the depth perception here by Michael Kier is kind of off, because this is a multi-sport complex here. You have the baseball and the softball fields in each corner here for Gannon. I believe that may have contributed to Kier being a little off on his throw there, as you can kind of see in the back. You see, the mound there covered up. So, he's just, his depth perception is a little off, because usually you get kind of the boundary right there.
Michael Kier, he's going to hand this one off to Wheeler. Wheeler puts his head down. He's going to be stopped immediately with no gain on the play. Gannon's defense coming up strong, defending against that California run.
And not sure who was on his knees here to make that tackle. They're right inside there for Gannon. Somebody fell down and made a wonderful tackle, getting back on their feet to bring down Jimmy Wheeler. That was really the touchdown-saving tackle there.
California still knocking on those doors, wanting to pick up another touchdown as there's 11 minutes left to play. Under 10 seconds on the play clock. Kier needs to get this offense going. Just gets this one off. It's going to go to Wheeler. Wheeler again shut down just shy of the end zone.
Looks like deja vu there. Nice stop here on these first 3 plays of this goal line stand here for Gannon. And again, they're just able to get past the initial line of defense, and that was number 1. James Sims making a number of plays here.
And Coach Dunn is going to send out the kicking unit in a situation like this. I agree with this. Just take those points. You have a very consistent kicker out of Will Brazil, and we'll see if he can nail these 3 points. Brazil, his kick is up. Old Reliable comes out and gets California another 3 points, extending this lead to 24-14. Gannon, they're going to take the field and try to answer California's points.
Friday Night Lights shine on CUTV. August 25th, California at Brownsville. September 1st, Monessen at Carmichael's. September 8th, Southmoreland at Charleroi. September 22nd, McGuffey at Elizabeth Forward. September 29th, Franklin Regional at Connellsville. October 6th, Trinity at Bell Vernon. October 13th, Rochester at California. October 20th, Newcastle at Ringgold. October 27th, Washington at Best Center. Live on CUTV Sports 1, tape delay, CUTV.
And welcome back into the ball game. As you see there, California extends that lead to 10 points after a Will Brazil field goal. Brazil takes the field again to kick this one off. And that wind is picking up, so that one's just going to go short of the end zone. That's going to be picked up by the Gannon player. And Dylan, let's take a look. And after that field goal, let's take a look at, we're right here on top of a roof. It's kind of a weird camera angle. And then we're going to pan
nice
out.
little box right here.
Yep. And this is our angle for anyone wondering. It's real tough to see that far down the field. So just kind of keep up with my mistakes and kind of cooperate with me as I'm calling this game.
It is nice, though, when they're coming at us. We kind of have a good angle, especially in the red zone there. You really see what the coaches want to see, too, because they have the tight copy there in the end zone there with their film. So
there's going to be 3 wide receivers stacked to the left. This one's going to be a screen, and that one looked like it was going to be dropped, and it was. He caught it, and the ball kind of balled out, touched the ground. It's going to be incomplete.
And definitely get a look at this on this replay from the same camera that just showed us the shot there, and you see the ball, hit the ground right there. You see some turf beads pop up, so missed opportunity there for Gannon.
And a good eye from the man in the stripes, huh, Dylan?
Definitely a good eye. Kind of a late call. Kind of surprised by that, but he made the right call, so that's all that matters.
Golden Knights take the field once again. 3 wide receivers to the left. And this one's just going to be handed off to Jones. Jones bounces out to his right. He's going to try to be pulled down. He's going to be shoved out of bounds, and he's going to pick up the first down for the Golden Knights.
He is just relentless there, is Mark Jones. And you can see here, this is just an outside, actually inside zone here, and he just pops it out. Gets past the initial line of defense, makes a couple guys miss. Brian Harper there trying to get at the tackle. That was just not a good effort there to bring down Jones.
And they're going to go on the ground again, and they were just shy of the first down. There I go with the mistakes. They pick up the 1st and 10 on that last run. Jones picking up 2 yards.
And he continues his great, I don't even know what word I was trying to say. Wow, I'm out of it now. But Mark Jones keeps up his great performance here in this first half, picking up a number of first downs and starts this drive.
Absolutely, about 9 minutes left in this first half. This is going to be Palka running the ball. He's going to make his way, get a gain about, no, that was actually Jimmy Keefe staying on the ground, picking up 2.
And there, tried to fake the option outside, trying to get to his man Mark Jones. And just on cue, Mark Jones now has 12 carries for 80 yards, and it's quite the first half there from Mark Jones, just staying right on his average performance here. Wondered how big those lopsided games with 400 yards had anything to do with it, or 300 yards. But he's just a consistent 200-yard rusher here.
Keefe drops back. He has no one open. Good coverage from the California defense. Forced to throw this one over to California bench out of bounds.
And Coach Dunn is frustrated about something there as Coach Wilson, they're trying to push him back. And he's wondering about intentional grounding here because no one was in the area, but he was outside of the tackle box. We're going to take another look at the play right before that. There where Keefe tried to get it on the inside, but you don't see Coach Dunn too frustrated too often, and there he was.
And there's a flag on the field sitting at around the 40-yard line. There's multiple flags on the field, actually.
There's some laundry on the field.
Absolutely, that dirty laundry. No foul on the play. Referee's getting a little eager, and Coach Dunn, we could hear him yelling from here.
And we are all the way probably 100 yards away from him, well over 100 yards, still can hear him yelling.
Yep, and it keeps coming. You know, I do not envy the referees that have a word with Coach Dunn, because it wouldn't be pretty if I was out there in a striped shirt and he's yelling at me.
Definitely not. I've experienced the practice yelling voice of Coach Dunn. And again, there's lineman downfield there. You can see why he was mad. They're about 15 yards downfield, and he points right to him there, did Coach Dunn.
And Keefe is going to go through the air once again. It's just going to be out of reach for his intended wide receiver. That's going to be a 4th down. And it looks like the Golden Knights will bring out their punting unit.
That's one of the first times, there for Gannon that they've gone to someone other than their guy there on the outside there in Palca. They go to Joey Cox there, the sophomore from California, Costa Mesa. I think I got that pronunciation correctly. They're out of California. Tried to go to him there, but he was unable to bring in that catch.
California prepares to return this one. D'Angelo Mitchell and Chad Livingston back to return. Mitchell's going to take this one. He has room to his right. He's going to juke a few, split the defenders. He has some room, makes his way past one, gets brought down by the other. A nice little return there for Mitchell.
Yeah, D'Angelo Mitchell, nice return there. That's somebody California may need to get the ball in his hands more often. Mitchell here, take a look at this replay. Mitchell catches this punt. Not a lot of room initially, but he makes a couple guys miss. See this nice slow down here. Makes a nice juke move there. Breaks the tackle, keeps his feet moving. Another nice move there. And that's the kind of return California needed there. That's a guy, again, California may need to get the ball in his hands more often. Yeah, the freshman, I got a chance to catch up with him and have a word. And he said this team felt good. He said it was going to be a good game, but the Vulcans felt good coming into this one. Michael Keir has Bell to his right, 3 wide receivers to his left, 1 to his right as well. He's going to go long. He has Smorey. Smorey jumps up. He grabs it over the Gannon defender, and this is going to be brought down. That's going to be a touchdown again. That angle that we're at, Smorey picks up another touchdown. We're late on the call. The Vulcans making their way on the board yet again. Yeah, definitely. And Michael Keir, again, he just puts this one up. The defender was in bad position to make a play on the ball, so he just throws it up to his guy there in Luke Samori. And Luke Samori makes the catch, brings it down, and falls right into the end zone there. A nice play. Back to D'Angelo Mitchell. That's a guy, we're living in Hall E last year. That's a guy we really got the chance to talk to a lot. Last year he was redshirted, or he just wasn't a member of the roster last year, but now making his presence known. Absolutely. California extends that lead 31-14. Gannon has a chance after the break to come back on offense.
CUTV News Center is California University of Pennsylvania's award-winning student television newscast. Your source for live, local, late-breaking news. Forecasts from the Cal U Weather Center. The region's latest entertainment news. Vulcan sports highlights and regional scoreboards with television news coverage you can't get anywhere else. Watch it live Thursdays on CUTV and on demand. CUTV News Center, online all the time.
And California coming off another touchdown from Mr. Reliable Luke Smorey to extend this California lead over the Golden Knights. Will Brazil readying this kick, and he booms it down the field. It's going to be returned by a Golden Knight. He has some room. He cuts to his left, and he's going to be dragged down by a few Vulcans players at around the 20-yard line. And now there's some more laundry on the field as a flag will be out here. But Gannon, they need to answer here. When you have a rushing attack, you don't want to get down by too many scores.
The lead now 31-14. This is the drive. You need to get the ball in Mark Jones' hands and try to get him the answer, this California offense.
And it's going to be tough for them because California, they are a brick wall when it comes to rushing defense. And it's going to be a holding on the receiving team. And Dylan will take a look at that touchdown that kind of threw me off. I didn't know Smorey made his way into the field, or in the end zone.
And Michael Kier, again, the defender was in bad position to make a play on that ball, but Luke Smorey in great position, shields his body around that ball there to be able to make that catch, hold off the defender, and get into the end zone. Luke Smorey, that's what he's known for there, making catches just like that.
And that's Michael Kier's main target. That's his guy. That's his go-to guy. Gannon making their way back on offense. And looks like Gannon's going to have a false start, backing them up even more into their own end zone. And this is looking like trouble for the Golden Knights.
Yeah, we mentioned California in the opening there with our keys to victory, not wanting to give Gannon free penalty yards, but it's been Gannon hurting themselves here in this first half.
Got to stay disciplined. It's going to be a 1st and 15. Ball on Gannon's own 5-yard line. They're going to go to Jones on this one. Jones immediately shut down, not getting anything on that play.
Yeah, we're talking about Michael Kier. Back to California's offense, so from the last drive, wanted to get him over 250 yards per game, or 260, what he's averaging now. He's already has 241 yards. He's 8 of 12. That's quite the performance. His QBR right now is 317, which that's not going to stay in there, but that is quite the performance, a bounce back game he needed. He struggled the last couple weeks here as Michael Kier, so this is a game really he is needed.
Absolutely. Jimmy Keefe and his offense ready to attack. 3 wide receivers to the right. They're going to go to Jones. Jones finds his hole. He almost gets past McFadder, but McFadder stays with him and brings him down. That's going to be a gain of about 4 on the play.
If we had more Lamont McFadders in the secondary, it wouldn't be as many problems here. Lamont McFadder's a hard hitter there. You see him go right for the knees. Not able to bring him down initially, but enough to get him down after some other contact.
As there's going to be a hurry-up offense, Jones has some space to his left. He's going to be brought down just barely by Aaron Brown. Aaron Brown did a great job of sticking with Jones. Jones picks up the first down, but he could have had much more thanks to Aaron Brown.
And Mark Jones now closing in on his 100-yard performance here in this first half. He's going to need to continue that performance here. This is a big drive again. Down 31-14, you need points, and you really need a touchdown here if you're Gannon.
Gannon starting off with a 30-yard drive so far. Keefe is going to go through the air. He has a man wide open. It's going to be missed. He didn't get a chance to come away with that ball. It's going to fall incomplete, and he's going to be wishing he had that pass back.
Yeah, that was Brandon Minson here. We'll take a look at this. I think we have a great shot at this drop here. He is wide open. We slow it down real slow for you here. Went literally right through his fingertips there, and you see the frustration on his body there as he knew that he had the chance to get a big catch there, just unable to corral that football.
He is not going to be happy about that one. It fell right through his arms, just like you said. Anyway, they're going to go through the air again. This one's going to be Palka. Palka has a lot of room. He finds his way past the sideline, knocked out of bounds at about the 40.
It's actually Komensic there. Again, these numbers are tough, even if we had a good camera angle. These
man, I was
gray jerseys with
black letter.
Black letter. That's tough to read. Kind of figured that warming up when they were warming up out here. But again, the nice bounce back play. Excuse me there. For Gannon now in California territory. See if they can finish this drive off and make this a tighter ball game here.
This one's going to be on the 41-yard line. Gannon smoothly making their way down the field. This one's going to be kept by the quarterback. He's pressured. He's running into some trouble. He's going to be brought down out of bounds. That was going to be Palka being brought down out of bounds.
That's a loss of around 8 to 10 there. Wow, that's not what Gannon's offense needed there. Palka, no room to run. Great job there by Luke Rapchek taking on the block head on and forcing Palka out to the outside. I wouldn't think if he was more of a quarterback there, because he's the wide receiver, really getting the chance to play quarterback as well, he would have thrown that ball out of bounds there to save all those yards, but he was unable to do so.
It's going to bring up a 2nd and 18. It was a loss of 8. Ball's going to be on the 49-yard line now, as the refs are going to stop this one. We're going to see what's going to be conversed in the middle of the field as the head referee calls for a meeting with his companions.
Take off my headset and see if I can hear what Coach Dunn was saying, as his voice is echoing through this athletic complex here.
And still no word of what's going on. They're just going to get this one right back underway. Gannon, they go with the quarterback keep. He's going to be brought down at the 45-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 4, bringing up a 2nd and 14.
Justin Baker with the stop there for California. Love to give him and his family a shout out every time we can there. The Baker family, Mama Baker, always giving us some love here at CUTV. She actually took a selfie with me last week, posted that on her Twitter page. So that was nice to see. I was wearing my red jacket, part of homecoming festivities, and she took a selfie with me, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, she is Cal U's biggest fan. We love seeing her at the games.
She made the long trek from Virginia up here to Gannon to come this game.
Absolutely, and that one's going to be wide open receiver, dropped again, this time by Gannon's number 26, Isaiah Young.
And that's going to bring out the punt team. So a nice stop there by California's defense. And if you ever hear some cowbell coming from the California sideline, that's probably Mama Baker there.
And that it is. She loves bringing the noise, getting all of the other Cal parents into the game. She brings the spirit, and she does bring the noise. Gannon, their punt unit is back out on the field. D'Angelo Mitchell and Chad Livingston ready to return. This one's going to take a Gannon bounce, fall into the end zone for a touchback.
Nice job there by D'Angelo Mitchell, letting that bounce into the end zone. So California's offense now a chance to really extend this lead. And if I'm California's offensive coordinator there in Coach Chad Salisbury, I know he's not going to like this, but if I was in his shoes, I would give the ball to get the ball back in Michael Keir's hands and let him get some work here. But, you know, he's not going to want to hear that.
No,
so,
I can't.
Coach Salisbury, if you're hearing that, I'm sorry that I'm trying to step into your shoes there. But there's psacsports.org. You can keep up with all of our athletic websites there with the PSAC. Doing some nice, interesting things as well coming up next year, where all of the home teams in the PSAC are going to have to broadcast most of their games. So that's just going to make it a little bit more difficult on us here at CUTV, but we can roll with the punches.
Absolutely. That's what we do. We roll with adversity, we deal with it, and we overcome it. And there was a flag on the play, and Gannon will come out with their punting unit for a re-kick. Mitchell and Livingston at the 10-yard line, ready to return it, or maybe back off and let it go into the end zone. Gannon's looking to pin them deep, and they'll go with the line drive, and that one's going to go out at about the 11-yard line.
And that was a tight spiral on that punt as well.
There was, and there's going to be another flag on this play. In the last, 5 minutes of this game, there's been flag after flag.
Maybe the first half was just going a little bit quicker than they anticipated. Wanted to keep up with their pace of play here, the officials. Just wanted to kind of slow it down a little bit.
And we're still awaiting what exactly the call was.
This is where some football fans might be getting frustrated. These plays really don't matter. The kick's out of bounds. So.
It's going to be a personal foul, unnecessary roughness on California, and that's not what you want, especially getting pinned this deep into the into your backfield.
And that's frustrating there. You see Coach Dunn. That just, again, those free yards we're talking about, you don't want to give up something silly like that. That's a good call. No, you don't want unsportsmanlike conduct. You don't want the personal fouls there for California. Those are plays that you can avoid. you can control those type of plays there if you're California.
Michael Keir and his offense back out onto the field. 2 wide receivers. Jalen Bell to his right. A man in motion. Keir drops back. Has Tom Green. Tom Green jumps up, catches that ball. There's going to be a flag. Tom Green makes his way out of bounds.
That's going to be defensive. I believe that's going to be defensive pass interference there. But again, Michael Keir's taking his shots here to Tom Green today.
Yeah, he is. Michael Keir really has some confidence in this game and a lot of trust into his wide receiver. Maybe he knows something that we don't about Gannon's secondary, but whatever he's doing is going right. The penalty is going to be declined as it was defensive holding.
And some frustration there from Gannon fans, but I believe that was the right call as Tom Green there. What a beautiful pass, though, by Michael Keir. Man, that is how you want to throw the fade right out there. Michael Keir is feeling himself here today, closing in on a 300-yard passing performance.
And the Vulcans started this drive out at the 5-yard, maybe the 10-yard line, and now, just like that, they're at the 45, thanks to a Tom Green catch. And this one's going to go to Wheeler. Wheeler has a chance. He picks up a few before being brought down by a few Golden Knights.
Trying to get the ball back on the ground here for California. You see the left sideline again, but the numbers just beat them there as Gannon had the numbers advantage on the outside, and they took advantage of it for just a short gain there by the defense.
Tom Green, Chad Livingston, and Luke Smory, the wide receivers out there for California's offense. Keir trying to draw this defense off sides. 10 seconds on the play clock. About 3:05 left on the game clock in this first half. Keir, he's going to drop back. He's going to feel some pressure. He lets this one go to Tom Green. Tom Green comes away with it before being brought down at around the 45-yard line.
Another interesting stat as well. Every game this season, it's been alternating. Luke Smory, Tom Green, Luke Smory, Tom Green on who has the most receptions. And you wouldn't guess there. Last week, Luke Smory had the most number of receptions. And now Tom Green is getting those catches there. I don't think that's playing there, but it's interesting how every week in and week out, you really have 2 guys on the outside. You can rely on either one to lead your passing attack.
And you know what? That just shows that Michael Keir has multiple targets, and that's always something you want on your offense. Green and Livingston to Keir's left. 2 more receivers to his right. He's going to go to Smory. This one's going to be overthrown. Smory almost comes away with it. Smory looking for a flag, but it's just going to fall incomplete.
You've got to love Keir taking his shots now. They're getting a couple times on first down. We mentioned it, and I think Coach Osbury, knowing the way he likes to coach here, he likes to take some deep shots. It just opens up so much for your offense there, and we haven't seen that the last 2 weeks. So now coming into this ball game, I think that was a plan for this offense to get back to what we're accustomed to seeing by the Vulcans, taking some deep shots, making big plays, and really changing games. And we've seen that so far. 31 points here before halftime for California, who hasn't scored over 25 points in quite some time. 2nd
and 10. This one's going to go to Wheeler. Wheeler picks up maybe 5 yards on that run. And this play's going to be blown dead as Wheeler was still on his feet. But the referees decided to stop that play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 7.
Jimmy Wheeler, again, just keeping his feet moving there, and a nice, strong his size really deceives you there. He's a tough little guy there,
yeah, he is.
Making some big runs. He's not afraid to lower his shoulder at all.
Absolutely not, and he has speed. He has open field speed. If he could get around you, good luck trying to catch him. Bell to Keir's right. Livingston and Smory join Keir's company as they are the wide receivers to his right. Tom Green to his left. This one's going to go through the air. It's going to be tipped and incomplete, almost picked off by the Golden Knights secondary, bringing up a 4th down for the Vulcans.
Yeah, and you don't want to miss high across the middle because that's how balls get batted up in the air. And ball hawk safeties try to bring that ball down, and there, Seton Hill, wow. Gannon unable to bring in that catch. I'm just naming every PSAC school besides Gannon here today. Wouldn't be surprised to start naming Mercyhurst and an IUP, but Gannon there, nice play defensively, stopping this California offense for their first time, I believe, punting here today.
This one's going to be punted by Kier. It's going to be fair caught by the Golden Knights. About 1:21 left in this first half. The ball is going to be on the 15-yard line due to that fair catch.
Take a look at the concession stand here, as we're also going to take a look at our calvulcans.com athletics website here. That's how you can keep up with things Matt, Alex, and Steph, all the staff there at the SID department there. Sports information director. I'm absolutely out of it there.
Yep.
Sorry, it is an early morning for us here. But, yes, thank you to all of them. And I've been working with them, providing them some drone footage as well.
There you go.
There with the SID.
And don't pull the tired card. You slept a lot more than all of us. This one's going to go through the air. It's going to be caught down the field at around the 40-yard line before running out of bounds. That's going to be Palka yet again.
Palka is the go-to guy here for Gannon's offense. Again, making a nice play. And there we've seen a couple nice catches by Tom Green. Tyler Palka comes back with a beautiful toe touch catch himself there by Palka.
And McFadder, if he would have turned around on that one, he'd be looking at another interception. But Palka coming up with the unthinkable. Keefe drops back again, but the California Vulcans are going to get to him, getting a big and important sack.
That was Cameron Tarver. Yeah, Cameron Tarver there. Stunning to the inside, breaking a couple blocks there and getting back to the quarterback. Cameron Tarver has a knack for getting to the quarterback there. I haven't seen him get a sack in quite some time, but there he picked up a big one.
Keefe is going to go through the air again, finds his receiver. He's going to be hit big, just shy of the first down, bringing up a third down with about 40 seconds left in this first half.
Yeah, and he got hit hard there in the chest. He may have been injured there, but a nice tackle bringing him down 1 yard short. Now this is going to be a third down and very short here for Gannon.
Keefe hands this one off to Jones. Jones is going to pick up that first down. That was a 3rd and 1. That was easy for the Gannon running back. It's going to be a 1st and 10, but limited on time as there's 26 seconds left in the first half.
Definitely have to keep up their quick attack here.
Hurry up offense. Keefe goes long. He has a receiver. It's going to be up, and there's going to I thought there was going to be a flag thrown on Aaron Brown. He was all over his receiver, Nico Law.
And the referee reached for the flag. You see the referee at the top of your screen there come in, have the hand on the waist, but not bringing that flag out.
And do you think he declared that ball uncatchable?
I think that may have been there, and it was really two guys, I think, going for the football. Brown was in a tough position there. You usually see that call, but I'm kind of surprised there that that wasn't called.
3 receivers to Keefe's right. Jones in the backfield. They're going to go long again. He has a receiver. It's going to be caught over the shoulder. A very impressive catch for a Gannon touchdown.
Yeah, that's a flag on the play, but I believe that's going to be either holding or pass interference against California. And that's a wonderful catch, but how about the ball there by Keefe right before halftime, dropping in a huge touchdown pass. We're going to check and see if this is, in fact, on the defense, this penalty.
And we will keep it here to see, depending on what happens. And it is going to be pass interference on the defense, so that one's going to be declined. We will keep it here after the extra point. What an impressive throw. Pinpoint accuracy from Jimmy Keefe, finding his receiver and getting those points on the board.
And that's big. California's known for getting points before halftime. But Gannon taking it out of our playbook here, getting some points right before the half ends.
Karch Holland, that extra point is up, and it is good. Gannon, they're only down by 10 again, but Dylan, Gannon really showing some life in the waning parts of this first half.
Yeah, with only 7 seconds left, it really makes it tough for California. We're going to take another look at this beautiful throw by Jimmy Keefe. See, he drops back the pass. This is just a simple seam right down the hash mark there, and he beats Todd Coles. Todd Coles reaches his arm out there. I think that's what they called his penalty on, but it was not enough to slow down the receiver there for Gannon as he's able to pick up a big catch and a big touchdown that gives some life to this Gannon offense. We've seen them kind of struggling here in the second quarter. That may have been the life they needed right before halftime.
And just like you said, it's going to be tough for California to score before this first half comes to a conclusion, as Coach Gary Dunn usually likes to do. Smorey and D'Angelo Mitchell, the two men for the Vulcans, in the backfield readying to receive this kick. Holland for the Golden Knights is going to just chip this one past the Vulcans. It's going to go to Smorey. Smorey picks it up, he runs with it, and he's going to just run right into the chaotic parts of the field in the middle of the field where everyone was, and that will bring up just 1 second on the clock.
Wouldn't be surprised to just see a kneel here by California.
Or do you go long? I mean,
I'd go long. I don't see any problem with risking it going deep.
No, you got to risk it to get the
The
biscuit.
chance of them returning a deep pass to the end zone, slim to none. I trust Michael Keir to get the thing off and go deep here.
Yep.
Maybe what they're discussing here.
Yeah, I think so. And look at Gannon's defense. They have 3 men deep. California, with the way they have been throwing that ball this game, I mean, I really trust your receivers, but it looks like they're just going to kneel this one.
They do the old infamous fake kneel, but I doubt it.
And no fake kneel this time, Dylan. Maybe that's something you would run, but I don't think Coach Salisbury will settle for that one. California, they go into halftime with a 10-point lead over Gannon, 31-21. Stay with us here on CUTV because after the break, we have the second half.
Say preset 1 for Cal U's best music. More music in the car, more music in the dorm, more music everywhere. This is 91.9 WCAL Power 92. The home of the Vulcan Nation, playing Cal U's best music. 91.9 WCAL. WCAL Power 92.
After a very, very important and impactful first half, California goes into the second half with a 31-21 lead. Welcome back to the broadcast. I'm Stephen Ruffing, and alongside of me is Dylan Goday. Dylan, these two teams, they put it all on the line in that first half, and now we're going into the second half. California has that 10-point lead.
And walking up here, I heard Coach Dunn give his team their pump-up speech heading out to the second half, and I tell you what, can't repeat what he said there. That's special between him and his team, but that was meaningful there by Coach Dunn. And here's a look at the halftime statistics. 278 yards passing. That is the story of the day here for California. Michael Keir finally getting back into a rhythm. Rushing, though, for Gannon. Only 19 for California. 158 yards rushing there for Gannon. Mark Jones has 16 carries for 112 yards with an average of 7 yards per carry. That's something to look out for as well. California, time of possession, leading that as well. California can continue what they did in the first half here in the second. Should be in store for a great turnout here, great turnaround from these last couple weeks.
And Dylan, we're going to take a look how California managed to get this lead over Gannon going into the second half. Taking a look at some highlights.
Started out early with a pick six there by Lamont McFadder. Lamont McFadder has just been all over the field this season for California, getting so many interceptions and big plays. He's really been the leader of the secondary for California. Michael Keir was not to be outdone. When they finally get the ball with around 8 minutes left in that first quarter, he goes deep to Tom Green, and Tom Green has 4 catches for 124 yards. That 70-yard catch has a lot to do with that stat total. Now Gannon answering. But they strike down the middle of the field themselves, and the poor tackling by California's secondary leads to an easy touchdown there by Tyler Palka, who's played quarterback, running back, and wide receiver today. He has 4 catches, 107 yards himself, does Palka. And now Kier catching the defense in bad position here, throwing one up to his receiver there in Luke Samori. And Luke Samori just has to fall back into the end zone and pick up a couple more points there for California's offense. And now Gannon again has answered the call here when California's tried to stretch this lead out, and there was a deep pass caught there by Brendan Kaminsik.
Yeah,
Sorry.
We'll
2
figure
catches of
that.
71 yards again. I'm just not talking
it's
correctly
all right.
today, but it's fine.
But
But
Dylan,
California, yeah, in the second half, they're going to need to continue what they did in the first half. And that's kind of what Coach Dunn said in his halftime talk.
and I was just going to ask you that. What does California have to do to keep this lead and finish this game? Come out with a win.
I think they need to continue to play together. That's kind of their MO here for California, trying to keep together. It's always been kind of an us against the world mentality at California. With just everybody kind of has their certain opinions about the program and everything. And it kind of does. When I was on the team, that kind of the mentality we had, especially year after everything happened there with California. That's kind of the mentality they roll with, and it's kind of the what Coach Dunn has instilled in this program, that it's us against everybody else. We got to stick together. All we have is each other, and that's kind of just how this team rolls.
Absolutely. California, their offense will be the ones starting this second half. Gannon kicking off. Here we go. Second half action is underway. Wheeler, he's going to get this one at about the 5-yard line. He decides to take it. He cuts around a few defenders, making a pretty good gain, getting his way up to the 30-yard line.
And nice kickoff return there by Jimmy Wheeler to open up this second half. And again, Jimmy Wheeler, only 19 yards rushing in the first half for California. If he is able to get a crease there running the football, we mentioned California's passing attack, but if he's able to get something going, catch a crease on the ground, that could be huge here for this California team.
Absolutely, and Michael Kier needs to come out into the second half just like he played in that first half. Confident through the air, confident in his pocket, and I think this Vulcans team will be home clear. Michael Kier has Livingston and Smorey, the 2 wide receivers to his left. Tom Green is the lone wide receiver to his right. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to scramble out to his left. He has Smorey down the field, and he's going to run in to someone, but this one's going to go to Chad Livingston. Chad Livingston hit hard out of bounds, but not stopping him from picking up a first down and much, much more.
And Chad Livingston had a defender draped all over him as Michael Kier now rolling out to his left, turns his shoulders back around, finds his man there in Chad Livingston, who makes a wonderful catch there, leaps up, makes a great grab. The sophomore receiver for California making some plays here in this ballgame.
Chad Livingston, such an underrated wide receiver for this Vulcans offense. He has some speed, and he can get up, as you saw on that last catch. He is going to be something special in this Vulcans' future. Back to the action, Chad Livingston and Tom Green to Kier's right, Smorey to the left. They're going to hand this one off to Bell. Bell is wrapped up and tackled just after gaining about 1 or 2 yards on that run.
Again, nothing going really on the ground here for California, just trying to find some creases in this defense, but Gannon done a great job slowing down California's rushing attack.
Vulcans offense underway again. Jalen Bell to Kier's left. 3 wide receivers out there for the offense, and Gannon is going to be pleading their case to the refs, saying that California was offsides, and they was. It's going to be a false start on California.
We mentioned California wanting to limit their penalties. That will be the 3rd one here today for California. Done a pretty good job so far, not having big penalties, but their penalty to slow down, kind of move this offense back, put them in a 2nd down and long.
It's going to be a 2nd and 12. That ball is going to be on the 43-yard line. 3:30 and running left in this 3rd quarter. Still early on. California, they are the ones that started this first half. It's Tom Green. It's going to go to his hands. He's going to be immediately brought down with not much gain out of that throw.
And Tom Green is holding his right knee, and that again depleted at the receiver position, to say the least, for California. And that's really one of your leaders as well on this team there in Tom Green, and you hope he is okay here, as again the defender wrapped back on his leg, and yeah, I could see where that may have occurred there with him getting rolled over onto that right leg.
Yeah, and that's dangerous when the player goes down and you have the defender rolling over those legs. It's good to see Tom Green get up and walk off the field on his own. You could tell he's in some pain, but it is a great sign seeing him walk off the field on his own strength.
Yeah, you're really hoping he's all right if you're California, because now you're going to go down. I'd say you put Luke Smorey out there, and I'd say Tyson Hill is probably going to come in at the other number 2 receiver slot.
And we'll see.
It's actually going to be number 27 there for California, Craig Thompson, who's caught a touchdown pass today. He will be out at that wide receiver position. And we're going to still see Chad Livingston at that slot receiver position.
Yep, you have Livingston, Thompson, and Luke Smorey out there for Michael Keir. Keir's going to drop back. He's going to find a man, but it's going to be incomplete. That intended receiver was going to be the Vulcan tight end, number 87, Dylan Stallings.
Yeah, he was covered pretty tightly there, kind of pleaded for a call, but was unable to get one there, was Dylan Stallings. And now we're seeing California's offense, what we kind of saw the last couple of weeks, where you had something going and then everything just died out, and California continues their third quarter struggles.
Third quarter struggles indeed. Michael Keir stays out on the field, but for the wrong reasons. He's going to punt this one away. It's going to be a fair catch. It takes a California bounce, and another one, and another one. And they are going to pin the Golden Knights in their own end. That ball is going to land on the 3-yard line in California, with special teams taking advantage again, something we've seen, Dylan, this whole season.
Yeah, definitely doing a great job in special teams. You always see that as we're going to take a look at our Facebook page, California University Television there on Facebook. Give us the like on there. Keep up to date with everything. Get our crew shots, behind-the-scenes look. Go Facebook Live when we get our shoots. I don't know what number this is. I think this is 30. This is actually 40, I believe.
Something
correct?
like that. You know, we just do too much that we lose count. I mean, no big deal. We're on the road. We're everywhere. We're taking this thing to the moon. Gannon starts their offense yet again. It's going to be handed off to Jones. Jones gets absolutely nowhere. He can't get his way past that Vulcans defense, stopping him short.
Yeah, Jones not getting his 10 yards per carry, but, man, he's close. They're averaging around 6.5 yards per carry. Still great. I mean, that's nothing to say. He's the leading rusher in football, period, in college football, period. So nothing to take away from his performance.
Right. Absolutely. California doing a great job of shutting him down. It's going to go to Jones again. Jones tries to put his head down and make his way through that line, but California just overbearing right now and not letting Jones do anything on the ground.
Cannot run up the middle against this California defense with those 3 guys there in the middle, and Malik Akins, the tough triangle. I was talking to Luke Rapchek. What's a good name? We're not two of the most creative people there to create a name for those 3, Malik Akins, Devontae Suber, and Luke Rapchek there in the middle. But they're tough nonetheless.
How about the Bermuda Triangle?
Yeah, there you go. There
it is.
Perfect.
Gannon, they drop back. It's going to be a throw over to the sideline and out of bounds. That one was behind the receiver, forcing him to dive backwards, and that ball is going to fall out of bounds. Just like that, California is going to be able to have a chance on offense again.
I think that's the first target of the day there for Dante Owens on the outside, unable to bring that ball in. But that was nice coverage in the secondary there by California's cornerback there. I believe that was Nigel Garnett, as D'Angelo Mitchell's going to get another chance to see to show us what he has here.
D'Angelo Mitchell and Chad Livingston back to return the punt. This one's going to go over towards D'Angelo Mitchell, and he's just going to back away from this one as he saw a swarm of Golden Knights coming at him. And this one's going to be at around the 49-yard line. And let's take a look real quick, Dylan, at the PSAC schedule. What's going on? And I believe last time we checked, Clarion was up against IUP.
That's a huge development there. IUP, the #2 team in the country, according to some of the polls. But Seton Hill there at Mercyhurst, that's a game California needs to look out for. That is a like opponent there, as we will be playing Mercyhurst next week for senior night. But Clarion IUP, that's a game to look out for as well.
Absolutely. A lot of good games going on in the PSAC, a lot going on in Erie right now. Michael Keir has 3 receivers to his right. Jimmy Wheeler in the backfield. And a quick shout out to Cal's hockey team having a game in New York yesterday, making their way down to Erie to support their football team. This one's going to go deep to Smory. Smory almost has it, but there's going to be a late hit. And there's going to be multiple flags. One could be defensive pass interference, and one could be unsportsmanlike conduct. But we'll see what the final call is.
I'm seeing holding there.
Yep.
Defensive holding maybe here against.
Yep, defensive holding. And they're going to let that hit on Smory slide as the ball was touched. And that will set the tone. That hit on Smory right there, just completely blindsided. Didn't even know it was coming.
And that was pretty close there to a personal foul, maybe even a targeting call there, but they're not going to call that one there on that one. But California now, great field position. This is a chance where we need to see this offense go to the next level and get points on the board. This is where we kind of struggle around the 40-yard line, both sides there. This is kind of our death trap here. Let's see if we can get some points on the board.
Keir drops back. He's going to go to Smory again. Smory bounces right off his fingertips for an incomplete pass.
Yeah, and they're just a little bit high there by Michael Keir. And do have a score update. IUP is now ahead of Clarion by the score of 23-14 in the third quarter of that one.
Keir and his offense getting instructions from the sideline.
Edinburgh is on top of Slippery Rock as well. Score of 28-24.
A lot could happen in the PSAC. It's a wild one. We like to call it the wild PSAC West. Keir has 3 wide receivers. He's going to drop back. He's going to go to Smory again. This one's going to be deflected away by the Gannon defender, and there's going to be a flag on the play yet again.
All kinds of penalties here. Really started late in the second quarter. We've seen the laundry being tossed out onto the field.
Yeah, I mean, left and right. It's going to be holding on the defense again 3 times in this game. Gannon has been called for that.
For California, you'd love to see that. We don't really have big, overpowering receivers where you need to hold and slow them down. But they're just all over Luke Smory. That's an easy call.
And they have been on Smory like white on rice, as the Gannon coaching staff are trying to plead their case, but the referees are just shutting them down immediately.
How about that mustache there by the Gannon coach? That's a solid little stash there.
Let's stick to sports. The mustache game. Dylan Godet always appreciates that. Michael Keir has 3 receivers out there for his offense. He's going to hand this one off to Wheeler. Wheeler looked like he had some room. He's going to shimmy his way out of bounds, and he's going to be thrown out of bounds. It could have been a late hit. It looked like Wheeler was out of bounds before being thrown out, and this game is going to be chippy. Remember, 2 years ago when this game was at Gannon, this game was halted for a good while because of the game got so chippy. Someone got suplexed, actually. That's what I remember coming here from Gannon.
Yeah, this Gannon team does not like California. As 3 years ago, the game was forfeited there by California in favor of Gannon. So Gannon will remember that. This is they try to play their best here against California year in and year out.
And that is the only loss technically California has faced against Gannon, and it was a forfeit loss due to some other things going around the football team. And so Gannon just needed one more win, and that didn't count. This one's going to be a pass to Wheeler. Wheeler tries to shimmy his way around the defenders.
Seeing another late in there. He's going after this freshman Dylan Stallings. And they're going to throw flags late, but that's got to be both ways. No way they're just going to call on Dylan Stallings because couldn't quite catch a number there. But the player from Gannon went right after Dylan Stallings.
Yeah, and there's going to be flags flying from New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, all around.
We are in kind of the tri-state area here.
Yes, we are. I know our borders. Canada, maybe.
Canada as well.
I think a flag came in from Canada.
Across the old Lake Erie there.
We have fun here. But back to more serious issues. This game is getting chippy. The referees are aware of that. And you're going to see the flags being thrown, trying to settle these guys down.
Jimmy there, kind of the emotional leader for this offense. He's always pumped up and ready to go. He's one of the most positive people I think I've ever met there, Jimmy Wheeler. Being a teammate with him there for a whole season, he's always upbeat. Always has a great personality about him.
He's a locker room guy. He's someone you want to have in your locker room when you're feeling down. I mean, he's going to bring you up. He doesn't take kindly to negativity, but there's going to be a personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the offense, on Stallings.
Well, I guess the old saying.
And after the play. And it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense after the play. And the penalties are going to offset, so nothing will happen. And there you see Dylan Stallings going after a Golden Knight player. And Dylan Stallings, not a guy you want to mess with.
No, he's not a huge freshman there, but I believe they're calling him. So they gave him 2 fouls there. They gave him a foul during the play, a personal foul. I think that was a block there late that we kind of saw the last little bit of, but still, I'm not sure if that's a fit worthy of 15 yards, but it's going to be, and I'm sure he's going to hear that from Coach Dunn as well. You don't want to pick up 2 15-yard penalties in a game, and you really don't want to pick up 2.
Play.
Yeah, same play. So definitely costly there for California.
And if Coach Dunn is yelling, we're probably going to pick that up.
And I think he's saying, well, we just had a late hit on our sideline that you didn't call, and then you call one on us that's closer there. He is frustrated. Look at that face. That is a face, again, you do not want to look into the eyes of Coach Dunn when he's yelling at you like that.
Absolutely not.
You may turn to stone looking into those eyes.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why the ref's not making eye contact right now. I wouldn't want to. Coach Dunn, always
bringing the old white hat over as well.
Yeah, he demanded to talk to the leader, the ringleader of these guys in the stripes. But Coach Dunn, I mean, very passionate about his football team. He's going to stick up for his team. You got to protect your players, and that's what he's doing. He's voicing his opinion, to showing that he does have his players' backs. He doesn't want the players chirping. He's going to be the one that has the words with the referees.
And that's really what he's not someone to yell at them over certain calls, but when it's player safety, he takes pride in that.
Exactly.
And you love to see coaches take pride in that, because if the players say anything, that's an automatic foul. It's a chance for your coach to stick up for your players, and Coach Dunn does that week in and week out, ever since he got here.
As the Vulcans come back on offense, going to be a 2nd and long for California. Michael Keir has 4 wide receivers. 2 to his left, 2 to his right. We're going to get this one off. He's going to go through the air. He's scrambling. He has some room. He's going to make his way to the sideline and just run out of bounds. Picking up a decent chunk of yards, just taking a few out of that 2nd and long.
Definitely, and that's going to make it down a 3rd down and long. Now, as Keir, nothing open downfield. May have been a holding call there against California's offensive line, but nonetheless, Michael Keir gets out of the pocket and now setting up around a 3rd down and 20 here.
Michael Keir again has a boatload of wide receivers, 2 to his left, 2 to his right. Jalen Bell in the backfield with him. 9:25 and counting left in the third quarter. Kier, he's going to drop back. He's going to scramble. He doesn't see anything. He has a wide receiver. It's going to be caught by Livingston. Livingston's going to be brought down at the 28-yard line.
And Tom Green got into it at the end of that play with a defensive back there for Gannon, and a flag is out for that. But Michael Kier keeping his eyes downfield again, finding Chad Livingston here in this replay. Chad Livingston doing another great job of shielding the defender and making a wonderful catch.
Chad Livingston is going to be something special, picking up that big first down for his team, getting up there, showing some athleticism as the referees decided that this game was going by far too quickly. You hate to say it, but I mean, the referees slowly but surely losing control of this game, letting the players take over, and that could risk some player safety. So that's why you're going to be seeing these flags. You got to settle these guys down.
Yeah, definitely, and they're put in a tough spot here as well. But if this game continues on, we may be here until basketball season when we have to play Gannon. So we might as well just pack our bags and stay here if this game continues at this pace.
Absolutely. I mean, and we'll see what's going on. It's going to be unnecessary roughness after the foul on Tom Green. And it's going to bring up a fourth down, and that's where discipline comes into play. Tom Green just ruined the chances for this offense to make something happen.
Yeah, that's just not a smart play there. We don't have a look on to see what exactly happened over on that side of the football field, because for all we know, it could have been both ways there, but they're going to call the Vulcan there for that foul.
Sometimes we are a little biased for our Vulcans. As you can see there, Michael Kier staying out on the field, this time for punting reasons, and he's good at pinning the opposition deep. And that one was almost blocked, and there's going to be a roughing the kicker on this one. Kier taking that contact and going down.
I think they're going to call running into here as he put up the 5, like a 5-yard penalty and not the 15. Mike Kier did a great job of selling that one as well. It's a little acting job by the quarterback.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It's gamesmanship. It's all a part of the game. Running into the kicker. And it will be on Gannon. That's going to be on James Sims of the Golden Knights.
Now, if he attacks the plant leg, which he did, and he attacked the other side of the body, if he hits the plant leg, that's a 15-yard penalty, but he just hit the leg that he punted off with there. So that's of the 5-yard variety.
Kier will punt once again, and this one's going to be boomed. And that's going to take a California bounce yet again. California pins the Golden Knights deep in their own end.
It's actually going to go into the end zone. That's a tough look for us. It looks like the end zone's back further. It honestly looks like
go in the end zone.
It looks like the old school NFL look where the field goal post was up at the goal line and not in the back of the end zone. It's honestly what this end zone kind of looks like, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, sorry for all of our mistakes on this broadcast. Please
so many
bear
lines
with
out
us.
there. So many lines out there. The pylons are all messed up. I honestly, a couple times I've looked at that and thought, wow, we're playing some old school field goal posts back at the goal line, but
yeah, I guess
not the case.
We're thinking that end zone's in Buffalo.
We're close to Canada, so it's close to Canadian rules. I think that theirs are on the goal line there. Canadian rules football.
Exactly. If we think that end zone's any further, it's going to be in Lake Erie. This one's going to be thrown far. Man wide open just through the fingertips of that intended receiver, number 91, Fletcher Grady. 81, I'm sorry, Jordan Smith.
And that's, again, another drop pass there by Gannon. Now we have a player down for California. I can't see who that is. Luke Rapchak was there checking on his injured teammate, but we cannot afford any more injuries on the defensive side of the ball right now for California.
Yeah, I can't tell exactly who that is either. But either way, California can't risk any injuries. You hate to see that no matter what team it is.
See something happen over the middle here. Couldn't quite see it there. That was just an overthrown ball.
And that's going to be
Nigel Garnett right there for California. That's a loss. He's leading California in tackles there in that first half. You don't like to see that from somebody in the secondary, but he is he's getting the plays back in his side of the ball field, and you hate to see anybody else in the secondary go down with injury. Vondell Bell. Numerous players in this California secondary, as well as Brendan Edwards, who had a pick 6 last week. A couple big injuries, and now another one there with Garnett.
And Nigel Garnett, a quiet but consistent player for this defense. He does what he can, and he's really effective. This one's going to be stayed on the ground for the Golden Knights. There's a scrum in that middle of the field, and it continues to go on after the whistle.
Well, if one Garnett goes down, his twin brother there, and Chad Garnett will come in. Number 40 there coming in a quarter for California for replace his injured brother there. I mean, you're not losing too much with the twin brother there.
And you know, a funny story, when my freshman year, the Garnett brothers lived in E with me, and I would see them both. This was before I thought they were twins, and I thought the one was just everywhere at once, and I was very confused for a while there, and then I finally saw them together, and it all made sense. Gannon goes through the air, has a man open, over the fingertips, tipped away by Lamont McFadder. McFadder having a huge game so far today.
A huge season as well. He's going to be a guy that California's going to lean on for a couple years now, is Lamont McFadder. His senior year, I would not be surprised to see some accolades go his way as the older and more mature he gets in this California team.
Absolutely. He's fitting in real well. He's still molding himself in that secondary position, but I think he's been doing a fantastic job. D'Angelo Mitchell and Chad Livingston ready to return this one. It's going to bounce to Mitchell. Mitchell's going to let it go, and this one's going to roll just about at the 20-yard line. Around there, maybe a little pass, call it the 19.
And this offense is going to need to get some energy. The life of this offense has kind of just gone away with all these penalties. They're going to have to change that here, get a change in momentum here. Both offenses kind of lacking here in the second half. A lot of that has to do with these penalty flags being thrown. But this is a great time for Michael Keir. See what he has here. He's been kind of struggling the last drive or two. So see if he can come back and make a couple big throws. As Tom Green is back out there again. Had the penalty last drive, had the injury earlier on in the last drive. But he's back there as well.
And right now, Edinburgh up 35-24 on Slippery Rock. That is a huge game going on in the PSAC West. Michael Keir has 3 wide receivers. He's going to decide to give this one to Jalen Bell. Jalen Bell up the middle, taken down after gaining about 3 to 4 yards on that run.
And just trying to get something going, you got to respect the running game. If you're California, you got to stick with it. Pick up about 4 yards. That's second down and 6. That's a very manageable, lots of plays that this offense can run right here.
And that's a big part of Cal's running game, is getting those short chunks of yards, and then finally putting it away with a big throw. Another score announcement, 23-17. IUP is up on Clarion. Still a pretty close game. Keir is going to be bumped by his own player, and that's going to be a smart defensive play as the defender pushes an offensive lineman into Keir, and Keir is just going to fall right down for a sack.
If you can't make the sack yourself, just push the offensive line there, and he did a great job. See number 53 for California. That is Eric Hudenik. Yeah, another new name, another freshman that we're seeing. They're a freshman out of Seneca Valley High School. He's been struggling here today.
And still a lot of room for learning. That left side with him at that position, still a lot of room for learning. Michael Keir pressured. He's going to just toss this one up to Bell. Bell's going to catch it, and he's going to get a few yards on that one.
What a job there by Michael Keir. He just floated that one in there. not a lot going for it. He really threw his receiver open there on that play. And now you're going to see an injured Clarion player.
Gannon.
Gannon, jeez. Again, every team name that I could name, I'm naming today.
Taking each one off the list out of the PSAC, every single one except Gannon.
Oh, man. It's one of those days, Steve.
Just one of those days. But it's okay. We did have an early morning. Everything's going smooth. The weather getting a little cloudy and a little more humid in Erie right now.
I like to see the weather terms. It is getting much more humid here.
I'm a meteorology guy. What can I tell you? I mean, what can I say?
Yeah, you know, you do know your stuff, Steve. You
I do.
Gave quite the weather forecast on our news center a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I know what weather feels like. I know when when it's getting a little moist out. It's getting a little humid. Especially next to
what rises
Lake Erie.
when the humidity comes up?
Yeah, moisture.
The dew point.
Yeah, the dew point. I did learn that before. Couldn't tell you where, but California, again, trying to attack on offense. 2 receivers to Kier's right, 1 to his left. It's going to be Smory, the lone receiver, to Kier's left. Jalen Bell in the backfield. 5:55 left in the third quarter. Kier's going to drop back. He's going to find his receiver. It's going to be Tom Green. Tom Green breaks the tackle and just gripping onto the jersey. Tom Green is going to go down.
Kind of throws that ball down with frustration as well, as there's definitely some chippiness going on, some chirping as well between their defensive backs and the wide receivers. But you see that all the time in the NFL. You know, the Josh Normans and the Odell Beckhams, they don't like each other too much.
You got to get in their heads. Michael Kier in the backfield with Jalen Bell. After this play, we have some score updates for you. Kier, he's going to hand this one off to Bell. Bell is immediately taken down. The Gannon defense read that one like a book, getting to the California running back.
And that was redshirt freshman there for California, Brendan Badstimmer. I know how to say his last name. One of my buddies there. Can't quite get it correctly there, but he missed the block there, and that's results in a loss here for California. But again, score update, Edinboro now 41-24. Now 42-24 over the
IUP Crimson Hawks.
IUP. No,
Edinboro over Slippery Rock.
Yeah, Edinboro over Slippery Rock. And it may have just seen a 99-yard touchdown run in that game as well.
Kier's going to be pressured, and this one's going to be batted away. Right after he got that throw off, he was pressured. He was hit, and that ball falls incomplete.
This offensive line is really struggling now. Michael Kier getting no time at all just to be able to set his feet. That's tough when you're only able to throw right off your plant. That only gives you a few options there, and if your first read's not open, you don't have enough time to find anyone else there as Michael Kier gets brought down again.
And just to regroup on things, let's clean this up. Michael Kier just shanks this punt. It goes wide out of bounds, takes a few bounces. But like I said, let's clear this up. Let's clean it up. Edinboro took a 42-24 lead over Slippery Rock, and that could really shake things up, Dylan.
Yeah, that's going to leave a huge, depending the winner of this game here today, it's going to, if Slippery Rock ends up falling to Edinboro, that's going to leave a couple teams tied there. Mercyhurst as well. They have a game against Seton Hill today. That could leave a number of teams at 2 losses there. If IUP drops a couple games, things could really get interesting here as this PSAC West is really tightening up.
That's what they call it. PSAC West, the Wild West. Gannon on offense now. Jones, he's going to be the man with the ball. He's going to be taken down by multiple California Vulcans. That's going to be Palka, actually. Again, our view kind of blocked off by the California defense.
Yeah, nice patient running as well. And Devontae Subert, nice job forcing that outside, breaking off of his block, and bringing that guy down there in Palka. So Devontae Subert, one of the leaders of this defense, one of the leaders of this whole team, stepping up with a big play right there.
Gannon readying their attack on offense. 2 wide receivers to Keefe's right. He's just going to take this one himself. He has some room. He's going to be hit hard right after picking up much more after the first down.
A nice job there by Keefe. Another option attack here, and he realized the C's parted right there, and he keeps the ball himself, picking up a huge gain. Does take a shot there at the end of that play there by Aaron Brown of California, but nonetheless, a nice pickup there.
3 wide receivers to Gannon's right. 1 lone wide receiver to the left. He's going to go through the air. He has a receiver down the field, open. This one's going to be caught, and he's going to be brought down at around the 16-yard line.
And the momentum now all in favor of Gannon, and California is going to have to make a stop. As we see at the top of your screen, Aaron Brown, looks like a stop and go route there by the receiver for Gannon. He's able to get into California territory.
Absolutely, and there's going to be a high-octane football for Gannon. Gannon, this one's going to be run right up the middle by Jones, and McFadder stands his ground and takes Jones down. You can tell Jones wanted to drop that shoulder, but McFadder said no.
And Mark Jones just says, no, sir, I'm not going to try to juke around you. I'm going to lower the wood here, and bang, lowers his shoulder with a nice run.
Jones, it's a fake handoff to Jones, and Keefe is going to keep that one, but he's going to be brought down with 0 gain by the California Vulcans.
It's really the first time we've seen Jones get any running room here in the second half as well. Last play, now they're bringing in, California's bringing in their big defensive tackle here, number 97. That is Stephen Brown, the freshman out of Albert Gallatin.
Clogging that middle of the field, not allowing Jones to do anything. We'll see how Gannon can adjust to this. 2 wide receivers to the right. Jones is in the backfield with Keefe. It's going to go to Jones. Jones puts his head down, but he is denied. The helmet's going to be off. The ball is going to be in the end zone. This is going to be a Golden Knights touchdown.
The helmet was ripped off. I'm not sure. I guess you're still able to play there. I remember there was a rule where you could not continue to play, but he gets his helmet ripped off, and that does not matter. As Mark Jones there, see what happens to his helmet. It pops right off right there by his own man. Looks like it took it off, but Mark Jones stretches that ball across, and wow. Tough running there by the leader.
And there's still some discussion going on, Dylan. We're still not sure what the call is going to be.
That's not accurate. They just said that this helmet was brought off after the ball was stretched across the goal line, but obviously there on our replay you can see that is not the case.
Hey, but we do have a different angle. We do have that technology, and it's a shame that the referees can't take a look at the instant replay. Either way, the extra point will be attempted by Holland. The kick is up, and the kick is good. It took us a long time to get points on the board in this third quarter. It just so happened Gannon were the ones to get it. They're down by 3. California has a chance on offense next here on CUTV.
Dylan, what's wrong, man?
I just don't know how my family back home in Buchanan, West Virginia can watch our stuff up here.
They can follow us on Twitter, or they can like us on Facebook.
That's awesome. What about our sports? How can they watch that?
They could watch it live right on our YouTube channel.
Awesome, man. Thanks.
You're welcome.
For the first time in 31 years, live high school football all season long on CUTV Sports 1.
Welcome back to McConnell Family Stadium here in Gannon University, where Gannon just took down, slimmed that lead that California had to 3. It's going to be 31-28. Smorey takes a knee in the end zone for a touchback. Dylan, let's take a look at this Gannon touchdown where Jones just put his head down and did work.
And that's hard-nosed running there by Jones. He gets his helmet ripped off. Doesn't matter. There is actually, that should have been a face mask call against California as well. So they get the call wrong with seeing the helmet come off afterwards, but that should have been a 15-yard penalty on California as well, but that didn't matter as Jones gets into the end zone for a touchdown. big moment here for this offense. Have to get something going back in their favor.
Absolutely. Keir is adjusting his offense. He has Jimmy Wheeler to his left, 3 wide receivers to his right. He's in the company of Livingston, Smorey, and Green. He's going to go to Smorey. Smorey puts his head down, absorbs that tackle, gets a few more yards after contact, and that's going to take a big chunk out of this 10 yards.
And I think we just need it. California needs to get back to their up-tempo offense. They need to get right up to the line of scrimmage, be ready to run another play. It's what we saw in the first half when they took control of the game, and just not what we're seeing here.
Keir has the company of his wide receivers to his left, Green, Samori, and Livingston. A trio that you do not want to defend again. Keir, he's going to hand this one off to Wheeler. Wheeler has room on the right side. He's going to be swarmed by Golden Knights, and he's going to be thrown to the ground. That ball is going to be loose, but just after Wheeler was down.
I think his forward progress may have given Jimmy Wheeler a first down, but a nice angle tackle here by James Sims. Defensive defender there for Gannon. This is going to be a first down, but nice pancake block as well. California's right tackle. That is Ben Pervnick, another new name, sophomore out of Latrobe, Pennsylvania.
Keir organizing his offense. 3 receivers to his left, Jimmy Wheeler to his right in the backfield. And this play is going to be blown. This play is going to be blown dead.
It's going to be a false start here against California. False start against Dylan Stallings there, the tight end for the Vulcans. Again, mental mistakes hurting California here in the second half.
Discipline is one of the biggest keys in the game of football. And right now, you can't risk it with these penalties like that. It's going to be a 1st and 15 for California. Ball is going to be put on the 31-yard line. Keir has 3 wide receivers, 1 to his right, 2 to his left. Jimmy Wheeler in the backfield. It's going to be a fake handoff. This pass is going to be blocked by the Gannon defense, in particular number 25, Anthony Howard, getting his body in front of that ball.
And if you can hear the crowd, the Gannon crowd is into this one. They have all kinds of momentum. The mojo is on their side right now. California is going to have to answer this right now. Michael Keir is going to have to make a big play, or somebody else in this offense is going to have to make Michael Keir look good, make a big play, and get this defense on their heels.
And Michael Keir has a 2nd and 15 to work with, 22 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. He has Jalen Bell in the backfield with him. He's going to drop back. He's going to have a man down the field. It's going to be Tom Green. Tom Green comes away with it with a huge reception down at the 30-yard line. Man, Michael Keir strikes again.
Michael Keir does strike again with a beautiful ball there to his favorite target here today, and that is Tom Green. Bouncing back from injury earlier on in the game, Michael Keir throws this one up. This is all putting trust in your wide receiver there. He throws it up to Tom Green. Tom Green makes a wonderful catch.
Absolutely, Tom Green just showing how clutch and consistent he can be. That catch will conclude the 3rd quarter. Buckle up, because we have a roller coaster of a 4th quarter coming your way right after this break.
The Friday Night Lights shine on CUTV. August 25th, California at Brownsville. September 1st, Monessen at Carmichael's. September 8th, Southmoreland at Charleroi. September 22nd, McGuffey at Elizabeth Forward. September 29th, Franklin Regional at Connellsville. October 6th, Trinity at Bell Vernon. October 13th, Rochester at California. October 20th, Newcastle at Ringgold. October 27th, Washington at Best Center. Live on CUTV Sports 1, tape delay, CUTV.
And welcome back into this intense game of football between California Vulcans and Gannon Golden Knights. California has that 31-28 lead, and they will be coming our way as they're just knocking on the doors to score again.
They are, and this is a big drive now. First down and 10. See what you have, Michael Kier. This fourth quarter is yours. You're the senior leader of this team. Let's see what you have.
We should mic you up and put a headset into Kier's helmet to listen to your voice, Dylan, those words of motivation. Cheering your boy on. 3 wide receivers to his right. 1 man in the backfield with him. He's going to drop back. He's going to go through the air. He finds Tom Green. Tom Green jukes his way through some defenders, out of bounds at the 20-yard line, picking up the first down.
And Tom Green is continuing this fantastic performance here today, closing in on 10 receptions today. I see again, shimmies a couple guys here, makes a couple guys miss and gets out of bounds, picks up another first down.
Tom Green just continues this consistency on offense, giving Michael Kierce a target to throw at. He's going to be at the far left with Livingston and Smorey to the right of him. Michael Kier drops back. He's looking at Tom Green. He goes for Smorey. Smorey, it's going to be underthrown, and Smorey tries to get back to it, but it still falls short for an incomplete pass.
That was a underthrown ball there by Michael Kier. Just a quick update on your stats there. Tom Green, 8 receptions, 185 yards. Quarterback Michael Kier now is over 400 yards on the day. 19 of 30, 418 yards. We were talking before the game, wanting to get Michael Kier over 300 yards, and he has eclipsed 400 here today. So a huge bounce-back performance by your Vulcan quarterback, Michael Kier.
And big thanks to that 70-yard touchdown. I mean, unbelievable performance right here from Kier. When this man has ice in his veins, he goes out and scores you points. Is he going to call a touchdown as that play clock was nearing 0? But Michael Kier, you want to knock on wood, but right now he's just driving down the field with his Vulcans offense.
Yeah, definitely, and if he keeps up this performance, you could see 500 yards by Kier. We saw a couple of those last season, not too often this year, but here's again a look at California's schedule. Actually, the rest of the schedule, not a single cupcake on the board there.
Nope.
Gannon, Merciers, Edinboro, all those are going to be tough games. That November 4th matchup at Edinboro could have huge implications depending on the rest of these, the way this rest of this PSAC West schedule turns around there. We're probably going to be traveling to East Stroudsburg there on November 11th, excuse me. But these are some big games coming up.
Yep.
And East Stroudsburg may have the implications of getting in the playoffs depending on how these super region rankings start coming out here in the coming weeks and see where we fall. I don't recall when. I don't know if it's this week or next. This week, actually, I believe, don't quote me there, but I believe the super region rankings come out, and that's really what matters. The national polls don't really mean anything here. What matters is your ranking in the region there, and if California can make the playoffs, they're going to have to win out to do so.
Yep. And we'll see exactly what happens as Michael Kier and his offense step foot on the field again. Michael Kier calls this one. He has a man in the end zone. It's going to be overthrown over Luke Smorey's head for an incomplete pass, bringing up a 3rd down.
It was overthrown there, but it needed to be overthrown. I see a double coverage there on Luke Smorey. Tried to fit it in a very tight window, but was unable to do so, was Michael Kier.
Michael Kier has been looking for Luke Smorey all game, as well as Tom Green. A lot of crucial targets that Michael Kier has the option to throw to, as there's going to be some noise brought to the table on this 3rd down. Michael Kier drops back. He has a few men in the end zone. He's going to go to Tom Green. Tom Green brings that one in for a Vulcans touchdown. Tom Green strutting his stuff on the Gannon field right now.
Another touchdown there for Tom Green, and Tom Green is having himself a monster game, as well as quarterback Michael Kier. Kind of the same play we just saw run to the other side of the field. A post pattern here right to the middle of the end zone, double coverage, but that does not matter as Tom Green pulls down the touchdown catch, and California extends their lead.
And trying to finish this playoff is Will Brazil. His kick is up, and it's good. California coming out with ice in their veins, putting points on the board to make this a 10-point game. Yet again, more fourth quarter action coming right up.
CUTV News Center is California University of Pennsylvania's award-winning student television newscast. Your source for live, local, late-breaking news. Forecast from the Cal U Weather Center. The region's latest entertainment news. Vulcan sports highlights and regional scoreboards with television news coverage you can't get anywhere else. Watch it live Thursdays on CUTV and on demand. CUTV News Center, online all the time.
And welcome back to this close game. You're not going to want to leave your TV screens as this fourth quarter is underway with about 14 minutes left. California coming off a touchdown, kicking this one off to Gannon. This one's going to be mishandled, and this could put them in a sticky situation. It's going to be down at the 10, and it did. Dylan, let's take a look at this Tom Green touchdown, bringing that one in the middle of the end zone.
And that makes 200 yards receiving there for Tom Green. He hauls in that catch, 9 receptions, 202 yards, 2 touchdowns, averaging 22 yards per catch. And Michael Keir now 20 of 32, 62% with 435 yards passing.
Unbelievable. Tom Green, have a day, my friend. 5 wide receivers out for Gannon. They're sending the whole cavalry out as they want to get down the field. This one's going to be thrown short again, in and out of the receiver's hands, dropped as the receiver seemed to hear some footsteps from the Vulcans.
And those footsteps were from Luke Rapchek, and I tell you, you do not want to be hit by Luke Rapchek in open field because that will hurt.
Well, you know it hurts, Dylan,
yeah,
don't you?
I do know it hurts, and some bad memories playing against number 31 there.
I have to bring it up every time we're together.
Yeah, it was. He always tells it to me too. It was kind of, we were like they were like a pro team, and we were like a middle school football team compared to them. So
that's all right. Gannon puts this one on the ground again. Jones is stopped immediately. This California Vulcans defense is seeing red right now. Mark Jones can't do anything.
And definitely, it's one of his worst performances of the year, which is saying something considering he's well over 100 yards here today. But California's just done a great job slowing him down and really forcing other players to be a threat here against them.
But you can't keep your eye off him. In a split second, he can come up with an electrifying play as he's going to go in the air, but he's going to shuffle past to Jones. Jones going to be wrapped up, breaks a tackle, puts his head down, gets to about the 25-yard line, getting the first down, and there's going to be an injury on the Gannon side. That's going to be number 75, Charlie Long, the offensive lineman.
Yeah, may have been rolled up in there. It looked like he was rolled up on as his fellow linemen were worried about him there, as you never want to see one of your brothers on the inside go down due to injury. And let's see what we have here as a timeout, injury timeout to work on their player here.
Yeah, and you really don't want to see that no matter what team you're rooting for. Trainers are going to be out on this one. As you see him right there, yeah, his knee, you just saw that at the last second, his knee getting taken out and him falling to the ground.
Yeah, and you hope the best for him. There's the big guys there. They wear the knee braces to try to prevent that there, but sometimes you just can't help but get wrapped up on there.
As Long is going to get up under his own power, and he's going to walk off the field as a few teammates come out to support him. It's good to see him getting up because you see those two knee braces, like you said, and when it comes to the knee, that is some very scary stuff when someone gets hit in the knee.
Now he makes his way off the field, and now Gannon have to continue this drive to make something happen here.
Absolutely. Gannon coming back out. Palka on the field. The referees are going to stop this one. It's going to be a California timeout. Both teams going to their respective sidelines.
This long pause in the action continues now. 13-13 left to go here in this ball game. Gannon needing a score here, I think, Steve, to keep up, because you're just now seeing with that last drive by California, momentum's back in their favor. The offense is rolling now. So if you're Gannon, you're going to need points on the board, and I think you need 7 here to keep pace with this Vulcans offense.
And right now, California is not giving the Gannon running game a chance to breathe. They're stopping everything that they throw at them, or in this case, run at them. We see maybe 1 or 2 bursts from Mark Jones, but the rest, California has been on top of their game with everything in the rushing defense department. Mark Jones just got a first down, but the past couple plays, he's been shut down every single opportunity he had.
He has, and he's, again, 137 yards, a guy that averages 200 yards per game. So if you're California, you're holding him below his season average.
Both teams making their way back out on the field, having a word with their coaches on their respective sidelines. Gannon, 3 wide receivers. Marcus Jones to the left of Jimmy Keefe. Keefe, he's going to hand this one off to Jones. Jones picks up maybe a yard before being brought down by 3 Vulcans defenders.
Yeah, Malik Akins there is the first one to get his big paws on him, number 94 for California. Doing a great job on the inside there. That Bermuda triangle, you see the 3 of them right there in your shot for a brief second. As Steve hit him with the great name there, the Bermuda triangle, Devontae Super, Malik Akins, and Luke Rapchak.
Keefe goes through the air. He's going to scramble to his left. He's going to throw this one out of bounds because he was feeling the pressure from that red-hot Vulcans defense.
As he was, and now a huge 3rd down and 9 here for this Vulcans defense. If the secondary needed to make a play to redeem themselves from these last couple weeks here, this is the time to do it here.
Keefe trying to get his offense set. He has 4 wide receivers, 3 on the right side. Marcus Jones still in the backfield. It's going to be a 3rd and 9. 12:42 left to play in the game. He's going to be pressured. He's going to be hit. He's going to throw this one away. The receiver is up and almost intercepted by the Vulcans just before being batted out of bounds. Gannon, a failed attempt on offense. We'll see if they go for it or bring out the punting unit.
And who other than to bring the pressure than Malik Akins right there, right in the quarterback's face, forcing the incompletion there. And just great job on this drive by the California defense. They've been run all over for most of this game there by Mark Jones, but make a huge stop there.
And we'll see what California can do if they could run some time off this clock. But if you want to stay comfortable, I think you're looking for a touchdown on this drive, Dylan.
Yeah, definitely you are for California, and you want to continue your momentum as well.
This one's going to be punted to D'Angelo Mitchell. Mitchell cuts inside. He has some room. He has a few people to beat. He's going to be brought down at the 40-yard line. A flag is going to be flying in from the sideline of California into the bunch.
May have gotten a block in the back or something in that scrum there.
Yeah, sometimes these penalties can be pretty predictable.
Another nice return, though, there by D'Angelo Mitchell.
We'll see what the head referee has to say. There is no foul. I never understood that, Dylan. The flag is thrown. Clearly they saw something, but once they kind of come in the middle and talk to each other, I guess some of the refs have to be a little more persuasive than the others.
Yeah, definitely so. But now taking a look at our upcoming broadcast, Washington at Best Center. That's a huge game there. Washington undefeated this season. Huge win this past Friday night, Washington over Burgettstown, shutting Burgettstown out there. So Wash High having a fantastic season.
And just a little high school football for the boys back home. Michael Keir, he's going to go through the air, and he's going to be brought down by the Gannon Golden Knights. And that's a big sack for this defense.
Yes, it is a big sack, and Michael Keir tried to get out of that one. No one open downfield, and that's a coverage sack again here by Gannon secondary. Michael Keir tries to step in the pocket, but he just gets wrapped up there, setting up a 2nd down and long.
Michael Keir and his offense have a 2nd and 13 to work with. 11:50 left in this game. Michael Keir, 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Jalen Bell in the backfield. This one's going to be Bell. Bell picks up a few yards. He's going to be brought down by a pair of Golden Knights.
Bell, the Belldozer.
There it is.
There
it is.
For,
little wordplay.
For California as he gets rumbling down the middle of this Gannon defense. Hangs onto the football there as they're trying to reach for the football. I heard a defensive coach there for Gannon yelling out on the sideline, "I want the ball, get me the ball," and they tried to right there. But nice ball security there by Jalen Bell.
Ball security is job security. California facing a 3rd and 10 right now, 11 minutes left in this ball game. California getting things set. Under 10 seconds on the play clock. Here, he's going to go through the air. He has Samori. Samori's going to bring this one in. We'll see what the referees have to say. It's going to be called out of bounds, but Gary Dunn does not agree. Luke Samori, he doesn't agree as well. A lot of people throwing their opinions out.
We're going to have the perfect look on it here on this replay. Let's see right on this. Let's see if Samori's able. We don't quite. He's way out of bounds. Yeah, maybe that. I think his heel may have.
Very decisive.
Yeah,
it's indecisive.
It's tough there.
Deceiving. Deceiving is the word I was working for.
Yeah, I believe his left foot there touched out of bounds before his right foot could drag in.
And right when that call was made, we heard the screams from Gary Dunn, the screams of no. Michael Keir, he's going to.
He misses that one.
Yep. This one's going to go out at about the 29-yard line.
That's really the first time we've seen Keir miss a punt all season. He's been very accurate in getting those downfield.
Well, he did one earlier. He kind of shanked one. With about 12 minutes left in the game, Slippery Rock is up 42. Or I'm sorry, Edinburgh is up 42-39 on Slippery Rock. Slippery Rock just scored. They're coming back. Like I said, with
done that a couple times. Did that to us. Did that to Gannon. They're a 4th quarter team, to say the least.
Absolutely. 4 receivers out there for the Golden Knights. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. This one's going to be thrown to the receiver. It's going to be caught. It's going to be a 1st down. And a little more, he has McFadder on his back. McFadder will finally bring him down.
He is a beast. If I want anyone on my team, it's going to be number 2 there, Tyler Palka. He is a football player. Look at him here. Lamont McFadder trying to strip at that ball, trying to just carry him is Tyler Palka. He's not the biggest guy in the world either. Remember, he's listed as a quarterback, and he is all over the field. He is a football player. I know it's not ESPN and we're not John Gruden, but he'd be a Gruden grinder there. He is a hard-working football player.
What about a Godet grinder?
There you go.
There it is. Palka again, that screen pass. He's going to make his way down the field, cuts to the left side of that sideline. He's going to run out of bounds. He might have picked up that 1st down yet again, and he did.
A nice play design there, getting the ball on the outside quickly with the wide receiver screen play to none other than Palka. Of course, other than Jones, he is the other guy in this offense you want to get the ball in his hands.
Three wide receivers to Keefe's right. He's going to go down the field. He has a receiver, and this one is going to be just over the fingertips of the intended receiver, and it's going to be an incomplete pass.
And he missed a streaking player wide open down the left sideline here. Didn't quite catch the number. I think it was number 13 That was Klemensic. Was wide open, and Keefe just lost them there.
And it was just over the fingertips. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10. 9:44 left to go in this ball game. It's not over. These two teams are steamrolling right now. You don't want to leave your seats just yet. 2 receivers to Keefe's right. Now it's going to be handed over to Palka. Palka looks like he wants to throw. He's going to, and it's going to be just out of bounds.
They're going to rule that a catch.
And they're going to rule that a catch. You're right, Dylan. An impressive catch, by the way. We're going to take another look at it. If that's going to be a catch, that's very impressive. Palka,
it looks like he's just throwing this out of bounds here.
That's tough.
That's close. Couldn't quite see his feet, but it looked like his upper body hit the ground. He was laying out flat. But nonetheless, we mentioned Palka.
Yep.
Making plays. Now he's throwing the ball himself. That's just
absolutely,
again, grinder.
And it's going to go to Palka again. A screen pass. This is what hurt California at Slippery Rock. Palka tries to make his way through, but he's going to be brought down by a pair of Vulcans.
He's not touched the ball 4 out of the last 5 plays. He may need a rest here, as he, I think, is going to run out over to the sideline. No, he's going to stay on the field again, being a grinder. And again, another nice play. Tough to bring down, but when you have Malik Akins and Luke Rapchek, it gets a little easier to bring a player down.
Three wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Jones in the backfield with Keefe. This one's going to be handed off to Jones. Jones makes his way to the left side. He has some room. He beats a Vulcan. He goes down the field. He's going to be brought down at around the 10-yard line. Jones getting the wheels moving for this Golden Knights offense.
Definitely, and you go from, again, we mentioned that's kind of earlier on. They're trying to get the ball to Palka on the outside to open up holes up the middle there for Jones, and that's exactly what we saw, putting him over 150 yards here today.
Jones to the right of Keefe. 3 receivers to the right as well, man in motion. Keefe is going to hand this one off to Jones. Jones tries to go to the left. He's going to be brought down by the Vulcans. He's going to be brought down by 55, Diamond Thomas, and we do want to apologize real quick for that camera view there. It's a little obstructed. The view's kind of obstructed by that bar in the press box. We can't do anything about that because it's kind of holding up the roof of the press box. So we just wanted to clear that up. Our apologies. Just bear with us throughout this broadcast. Thank you for staying with us as the pass is going to be broken up by the Vulcans. A big stop there as that one's going to be batted down by the Vulcans defense.
Talking about a big stop, this could be a huge stop here. 3rd down and 5 here to go. And again, nice job. I believe that was Diamond Thomas jumping up and making a nice grab. He's a guy who's made a number of plays over the years, but absolutely. A big 3rd down and 5 here for Gannon.
Keefe working his options for his offense. 2 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. He's going to go through the air. He's going to pick his corner. It's going to be caught, and it's going to be in the end zone. The fans are going crazy. Gannon just put some more points on the board.
And that was Dante Owens, the sophomore receiver out of Reading, Pennsylvania, picking up a nice grab and a beautiful ball. They're right in the perfect placement there, beating both California defenders by Keefe, and Gannon now cuts this to 4 and 3 pending this extra point.
We'll see after the extra point. California, they have blocked a lot, but they're not going to block this one. This one splits the uprights. Gannon, they're back on the board. They cut this lead to 3. California up 38-35. You're not going to want to miss the rest of this 4th quarter here on CUTV.
Save preset 1 for Cal U's best music. More music in the car, more music in the dorm, more music everywhere. This is 91.9 WCAL Power 92. The home of the Vulcan Nation, playing Calu's best music. 91.9 WCAL. WCAL! Power 92.
And welcome back. As you see the scoreboard there, Gannon slimming this lead for California. It's 38-35. And they're going to kick off. This one's going to be to Jimmy Wheeler. He's going to take this one out. Has some room to run. Shimmies his way through some Gannon defenders. He's going to be down at around the 25-yard line. Dylan, let's take a look at this Gannon touchdown yet again.
Yeah, Jimmy Keefe. Now with a beautiful ball there right in the back corner of the end zone to his man Dante Owens. Again, only a sophomore. Makes a huge catch there. Now it's a three-point ball game, 7 minutes left. See what this offense can do here. Again, they've had some glimpses of the offense we'd like to see, but it's just been inconsistent. They'll do that one drive, and the next drive they'll come out and lay an egg. This will be a big one here for California.
Absolutely. 7:13 left in the ball game. Keir, he's going to be pressured. He's going to scramble to his right side. There's going to be a flag thrown. This ball is going to be incomplete. We'll have to see who the flag is going to be on.
Looks like holding is that sideline. Tom Green applauding the official's call, saying thank you there, kind of bowing.
Bowing to his sensei, it almost looked like. And another, I mean, Dylan, these holding on the defense, I don't know if it's just me, but pretty rare to the game.
Yeah, definitely. It is kind of rare. And
well, to get four in a game.
Yeah, definitely. And you definitely see that more when you have big, overpowering receivers and cornerbacks that just lack size to them. But we're not seeing this here today.
Right. And just a score update, IUP did finish the game against Clarion. They came away with the victory. Edinburgh up 10 now on Slippery Rock with about 7 minutes left in that game. We will keep you updated because that is huge for the Vulcans' outcome here. Keir drops back, and he's going to be sacked. The Gannon defense gets to him once again in this game.
I think that's the 5th sack now against quarterback Michael Keir. Not a lot he could do there. Just right tackle there, excuse me. Another freshman just missed his block and cost him there. Excuse me, that's a sophomore there out of Greensburg Central Catholic there, Ben Parvnik.
Michael Keir, he's familiar with these second and longs. He likes to overcome them. 10 seconds on the play clock, about 6:25 left in this ball game. Michael Keir, he's going to hand this one off. Wheeler keeps those feet moving, and he's going to press forward. Making up some ground was Wheeler, and there's a lot of discussion going on. There's a lot of complaining.
I think they're wanting a late hit or something against California here. Take a look at the end of this play. See if any pushing or shoving occurs. And none whatsoever. Well, I guess there when Jimmy Wheeler pops back up, he kind of bumped the defender there.
Oh, watch out, Jimmy. We don't want to do that. You got to settle down, buddy.
And we might need to get you a mic in there talking to Jimmy Wheeler now. I'll talk to Keir, you talk to Wheeler.
I was being a little facetious on that one. Michael Keir drops back. He's going to throw. He has Tom Green just off his fingertips. A little too high for Tom Green. Almost caught, but it falls incomplete.
And that's the first time we've really seen Michael Keir miss Tom Green, and they're a little bit high across the middle. When Michael Keir misses, he misses high. And the pressure again, and an injury update. Craig McCorkle, we talked about him getting injured in the first half. I saw him at halftime. Shoulder pads, pants off. He had his leg wrapped up with ice. So we're not going to see him back. That's why we're seeing the sophomore there in Pavarnik at the right tackle position.
Michael Keir stays on the field for this punt. He's going to punt this one away. A booming kick. It's going to be fair caught by the Gannon man. It's going to be fair caught at around the 30-yard line.
And now if you're Gannon, you can give the ball to your bulldozer there in Mark Jones. You have time, down only 3, 5:24 left to go. If you want to run the ball, you can right now. And again, here's another look at our CUTV High School Game of the Week, the last CUTV High School Game of the Week this Friday night. Washington at Beth Center. Should be a great one there. Beth Center only 2 losses on the season. Washington High undefeated. Had a couple close games in a row. Lots of craziness going on as well in this WPIAL, as we've seen some craziness there in the 4A and 3A, but Washington has clinched it there in that conference.
And Gannon gets their game set. It's going to go to Jones. Jones will pick up a few yards before being taken down by the California defense. And right now, this team is calling on the defense with 5 minutes left in this game, and they're counting on this defense to answer. Yeah,
and if you're Gannon, you know you can afford to give it to your running back there, Mark Jones. California's going to have to stop that here.
Yep.
Another quick tidbit as well. I have fallen in love with PA high school football. You guys have turned me. I love it. I love watching it, so I look forward to getting more involved with the high school roundup and stuff. I absolutely love this PA WPIAL football.
Keefe is going to drop back. He has a receiver. He's going to be open in the middle of the field. He's going to be brought down, and that's going to pick up the first down and more for this Gannon offense. That's going to be Palka.
Yeah, again, Palka. You got a key on him if you're this defense right now. You know who they're going to try to get the ball to. He is, other than Mark Jones, that's the other offensive threat here.
Man in motion. Keefe's going to hand this one off to Jones. Jones is going to be immediately taken down. Doesn't get anything on that run.
Again, they're trying to get the ball to Mark Jones, but the defense is doing a great job of stopping him. He is now at 27 carries for 167 yards. And Palka now has 8 receptions for 145 yards himself, as well as 58 yards on the ground.
This one's going to be handed off to Jones again. Jones will pick up a few on that play. It's going to set up a 3rd down and 6. He picks up 4 on that play.
Big 3rd down here. They're using clock because I think they want to make this, well, they want to have the last possession of this game, but this is a big 3rd down if they want to continue that.
And they're going to try to call that, try to get the California defense to jump. California, they're smarter than that. Keefe is going to drop back. He has a man. It's going to be caught. And we'll see if he had enough to pick up the 1st down. He's short just by inches. And Gannon, they're going to want to speed this one up. A huge 4th down conversion. This is the ball game right here. Will this one continue to go, or will California get their hands on a victory? Jones puts his head down, plows through. He picks up that 1st down. Mr. Reliable.
What a beast as well. He lowers his shoulder and delivers a boom here. I think that was Devontae Suber he ran into there, and it was, and Suber dropped his head. You don't want to see that, but he's okay there as Mark Jones. Again, now they're going to get back to the ground game. They are content with having the last possession of this game. They can kick a field goal to tie it or get a touchdown to win the game.
And we'll see exactly what happens. 2:30 left. These fans, they paid for their seat, but they're only going to need the edge of it for this end of the game. This one's going to be handed off to Jones. Jones doesn't pick up much, if anything, on that run. It's going to stay 2nd and 10. Jones is going to make his way to the sideline, take a little breath, which is well-deserved. He has been all over the place in this game.
I haven't seen him take too many breaks here. With him off the field, I bet money this ball's going to Palka here.
Yep, I can only assume so, and it does. Palka gets the ball. He's going to be taken down by McFadder. McFadder had his number the whole way through, and that's actually going to be number 13, Brendan Klemenczyk.
Yeah, he looked Palka's way, but nice job there. California kind of knew it was going to Palka, and they anticipated that, but now no one's guarding Palka, so California's got to figure that out quickly.
And they do. They switch things up on defense to get a man on Palka.
They are kind of being conservative here. The clock's ticking.
It is. Tick, tick, tick. What are you going to do, Gannon? 120. That clock is rolling. It's going to go in the air. It's going to be a sack. Justin Baker. Or no, I'm sorry. That's going to be Cam Tarver gets in and brings down the quarterback, Keefe, and it's going to bring down a crucial 4th down play.
Yeah, being one to keep the ball on the ground comes back to bite them there as Cameron Tarver, a knack for the quarterback. Military Appreciation Day, I believe he was in the Navy there. So California's own military personnel making a huge play there. A minute 14, a 4th down and 13. This is where California defense wanted to be. But now, the game is going to be in the hands of this secondary.
Yep.
Can they redeem themselves? That is the question that they're going to answer here.
And it'll be tough. I mean, this is the ball game. Coming down to one of the very last plays of this drive. Gannon facing a 4th down situation.
Looking at California's close games this season, Ohio Dominican 36-34 win for California. Millersville got close there in the second half, 29-13. Seton Hill 44-41. Slippery Rock went to overtime, 47-44. Last week against Clarion, 21-19. So California has had experiences in these close games. It's been some nail biters this season for the Vulcans.
Absolutely, putting every fan on the edge of their seat. The Cardiac Kids here at Cal U proving that they can make this game interesting. Everyone's on their feet on the sideline, in the stands. Gannon fans, Cal U fans, everyone on their feet cheering. This is the play. This is the final play. A 4th and 13. What can Gannon do? Of course, there's going to be a flag on the play, and it looks like it's going to be on Gannon, Dylan. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty for a false start on the offense.
Yeah, they may have had a couple guys in motion there, did Gannon.
And they're going to reset the game clock from 1:13 to a dramatic 1:14.
Every second counts there, Steve.
Absolutely, and that's why I said a dramatic 1:14.
And they still didn't reset it. There
Right.
They finally do.
Yep. And doing everything to assure that this is the longest minute 14 seconds that you have ever went through. 3 wide receivers to Keefe's right. 4th and 18. Here we go, folks. This is the game. Keefe drops back. He has receivers open. He scrambles to his left. He goes down the field. It's going to be over the head, but there's going to be a flag thrown. And this is going to be like, this is looking like it's going to be a pass interference on the defense. But Dylan, this raises the question, was that pass uncatchable?
Yeah, I don't know if it was, but because he threw the ball behind his receiver, that really opened the door for that penalty call, and they're going to have a discussion here. Was that ball catchable? And I think they are going to call a pass interference against California. Take a look at this replay here. Again, I saw this developing, and we have the perfect angle right behind this play. He saw it open across the middle, throws it behind his intended target there. And again, that's close there. I believe that may have been catchable there. But because the quarterback made a mistake throwing it behind his receiver, it actually turned out in favor for him. But that is a huge play. That is a huge penalty call there. Hurts the Vulcans here.
And this still puts Gannon's offense into question. They're at the 30-yard line. What can California's defense do here? They can reach the end zone with a pass completion. Keefe goes through the air. It's going to be caught. It's going to be Jones. Jones is going to be taken down. He slips and falls just shy of that 1st down.
I think they're solidly in field goal range now. So with 53 seconds left, I think the 2nd down here, you can take a couple shots to the end zone, maybe one more run play, and then I'd go shots to the end zone. You still have 2 timeouts as well.
Keefe, he's going to drop back.
Got
He's
a man
going to go to
open.
the end zone. He has a man open. It's going to be thrown out of bounds and broken up by the California defense. This California defense lives to see another day. 3rd and 4. Gannon's offense still rolling, still looking for that touchdown.
He's a bit late here, kind of lobbed this one up too high Owens had Brown beat there, but he was late and a little bit on the inaccurate side there with that pass, a little bit out of bounds, but 38 seconds now left on the clock. That last play, I would have tried to run the ball with Jones, try to pick up a first down and get right back up and run a pass play here. But now 3rd down, you're really forced, if you can't get this, to kick a field goal.
Absolutely. Keefe drops back. He's going to throw that one, and the California defender is on him like white on rice. It's going to fall incomplete. Now, does Gannon have a decision to make? Do they keep the offense out? Nope, they're going to bring out the kicking unit. And this will be the first time this Gannon kicking unit is going to be put to the test.
And again, excellent special teams here by California. You don't want to get a penalty, though. They're trying to make sure they have the right number of players out there on the field. But I think I would have ran the ball there on 2nd down, but that might come back to bite Gannon. Now, as we're going to see a little bit of ice job here by Coach Gary Dunn.
Gamesmanship. That's all that is. And Gary Dunn knows that, icing that kicker, kind of get those nerves rattling. And Dylan, let's take a look to how we got to this point of this ball game. Gannon down three points, and this is just what happened.
Yeah, Michael Keir there throwing a big pass there to Tom Green. Excuse me, that was Luke Smore who fell into the end zone there. Big day for Michael Keir as he has surpassed 400 yards here today, but Gannon has answered every single California burst of momentum there with some big plays of their own. That was, for Edinburgh, that was Keith making that beautiful throw. And now, game's going to be put on the line here for Clark Holland, the 5'9", 200-pound senior out of someplace I cannot pronounce, Ohio.
And we'll see. As the game is on the foot of number 46, Clark Holland, and he shanks it far right, way far right. That'll be the ball game. California up by 3 with 30 seconds left. Holland shanks that one right. Holland shakes that one right.
And California survives here. Gannon tried to get a long drive to end this game, but Holland is wide right. Just stayed right there. He tried to sell roughing the kicker there, but
wow,
that was a brilliant job of acting there by Holland, but he's unable to get the field goal. So California survives the scare here.
Absolutely.
On the shores of Lake Erie.
On the shores of Lake Erie. Now listen to us, Falcons fans. Sit down, take a breath, and breathe. Your Vulcans team just needs to kneel this one, and that will be the ball game. Maybe.
They're going to call timeout. Is Gannon here?
Of
hoping
course.
For a fumbled snap or something. I mean,
of
wanna
course. Yeah, you have 2 timeouts. Use them. Why not? Go ahead. But Dylan, I mean, can you breathe? I mean, boy, was that a stressful game, huh?
Yeah, the 3rd quarter was rough for us to watch. We were sitting down here just watching through here, but ever since this 4th quarter started, we've been up out of our seats into this ball game.
And even bigger news, Slippery Rock, they're down 10 with about 2 minutes left to play. This game will probably be over before that one. You'd imagine California just kneels again, so you'd have to stay updated as Gannon's going to make this the longest 23 seconds that you have ever sit through. But Slippery Rock looking like they might go down, makes this game even more important for the Vulcans.
That makes it really interesting as well, because you think that 2 teams out of the PSAC are getting into this tournament here. As we're going to take another look at this missed field goal there by Holland. But again, California now has a chance. If Slippery Rock goes down, they're tied for 2nd in the best in the PSAC West.
Yeah, I mean, one word you can describe this Saturday of football is explosive. An absolute explosive day for football. And California just adding to that as they just need to take a knee, and they do. Dylan, what a game we had here. It had us up off our seats. It had the fans up off their seats. What do you take away from this game?
Well, we as fans and you fans at home enjoyed a wonderful football game. I don't think that's the game California wanted there. They wanted to get a bounce-back big victory. It looked like it may have done that, but Gannon always plays tough against California, and today they did not disappoint. California now, a tough stretch. Senior night next week. Senior day next week against Mercyhurst. California has a chance. Michael Kier has a chance to prove himself as a senior leader. A great chance to bounce back next week and continue their hopes of making the tournament play at the end of the year.
Absolutely. As our next Vulcan broadcast, Mercyhurst, they'll be taking the trip down to our neck of the woods at California, right next to the Mon River. They're training Lake Erie to the Mon River. That's all we have for you today. We would like to thank everybody on the broadcast. Special thanks to Dylan Goday, Gary, our director, all of our cameramen, everyone. The party continues down in California next week. Thanks for watching, and good night, everyone.